Yes, that is correct. We are back, even though we just said we would be taking today off because there were no interesting games on today. That was until it was announced that Giannis will indeed be making his return here today. So you know what? I also had to make my return. Giannis is playing, we're watching, we're covering the game. Although, we do have a couple things to talk about with the Celtics. They're up first here on the breakdown here in the pregame. So let's go ahead. Let's jump right into it. Let's do it. That is right. That is right. We are moonwalking back into the building. We are back once again. Were we prepared? No. Are we prepared now? Not really. But that is because we had a surprise announcement that Giannis Antetokounmpo will be made available today. He will be playing against the Boston Celtics, and obviously as Knicks fans, most of us, we gotta tune in, right? We gotta tune in to what should be, ultimately, a Boston Celtics loss because it's not just the fact that Giannis is returning here today for his first game in about four or 5 weeks, something like that, 5.5 weeks, something like that. Either way, it's not just because of Giannis. It's also because the Boston Celtics, on their mind, is the return of one Jayson Tatum. Jayson Tatum will not be playing today. Let me not get anybody's hopes up. Let me say it right away. He will not be playing today, Jayson Tatum, but he is on his way. He has been medically cleared for full 5-on-5 practice, full 5-on-5 scrimmages, full contact, everything going through for Jayson Tatum. And so it is expected within the next couple of weeks, maybe even week or two, that Jayson Tatum will make his return out onto the court. And in preparation for that, the Boston Celtics want to make sure that they are 100% ready to go. When Tatum comes back, that they are going towards the playoffs, ready to go with everybody fully healthy. And so here today, they decided we got to rest some of our guys. So on the night where Jaylen Brown is returning, on the night where Giannis is returning, Jaylen Brown will be sitting out with illness, which we all know is obviously just rest. Okay, fine. But unfortunately, it's not just Jaylen Brown. It is also starting center coming off a career night. Neemias Queta will also be out here today, and he's just listed out with rest. They said we can't even cover this one up. We're not just gonna say illness for both of you guys. We'll say illness for Brown, and then we'll just say rest for Queta. He's a big 7-foot man. 7-foot players got to be rested. Okay, so. At the very least, we're going to see Giannis and the Milwaukee Bucks come back, because even with Giannis, the Bucks, not the greatest team ever, but with Giannis back, significantly more interesting of a team. It will be fun. It will be exciting. I expect Giannis to be on a little bit of a minutes restriction coming back off of a 4 or 5 week absence with a calf strain. So I expect his minutes to be somewhat limited here today, but I do expect the Milwaukee Bucks to find a way to win, galvanize around the Giannis return, right? Oda Austin, what's up, Oda? Bruce Fowler to Bruce, targeting February 14th, or March 14th. I'm sorry, I'm a month behind. March 14th. I heard similar time frames as well. I heard the 18th, but yeah, around that week, about another 2 weeks, and we might see the return of Jayson Tatum. Celtics loading up. Milwaukee loading up. Knicks just took down the Spurs. Pistons still rolling. The East gets more difficult, man. The East keeps on rolling. David Osh Jr., what's up, David? Foonpei, Twilson, appreciate y'all. Durston, what's up, Durston? I already shouted out my guy Bruce Fowler, my guy Bruce. Crandon, what's up, Crandon? Strange Times, what's up, Strange Times? Said Giannis and no JB. Bucks win. JB in this community, JB is Jalen Brunson. But yeah, no Jaylen Brown. Unfortunately here for the matchup, but it should give the Bucks more of an opportunity to actually pull off this victory. And obviously, like I said, as a Knicks fan, I'm down to watch the downfall of the Celtics here today. If the Bucks can pull it off, I don't have a high confidence level because even without Jaylen Brown, this is just an extremely well-run team in the Boston Celtics. They do have access to all of their other role guys outside of Brown and Queta. So let's go ahead. Let's run down through it now. Let's do it. Dre, what's up, Dre? Bruce Fowler said the NBA is a very healthy product. Out of all the major league franchises, an NBA franchise, hands down, is the coolest, most profitable franchise with a chance to win. Coolest? I agree with coolest. It's definitely cooler than owning a baseball team or anything like that. The only other rival is owning a football team, but I don't think football is necessarily cool, right? I don't think people are walking around, most people know, especially for the popular franchises, most people know the owners of all these teams. There's the smaller markets that we don't really know the ownership to that well, but outside of that, people tend to really know these teams and their ownership. I tend to agree. The NBA is always historically going back to, I think it really started to turn in the 80s into the 90s. NHL, Bruce, in the 80s into the 90s, it really turned to, off of the back of Magic and Bird, and then obviously going into the Jordan years, it really turned into the cool product, the cool sport. If you wanted to look cool, you wanted to look like a basketball player. You didn't want to look like a football player. You wanted to look like a basketball player, and that has, for the most part, kind of remained true all the way up until now. I do think it's maybe not kind of shifting a little bit. I do think it did shift a little bit with football, with how explosive football was getting and how not so great the NBA product was these last couple of years. I do think the NBA product is starting to get back into its groove a little bit here. At least I feel that way. I hope other people also feel that way. Karina said, look for White and Pritchard to carry tonight. Oh, for sure. Speaking of, let's get back into it. Derrick White. Derrick White, like I said, are we prepared for the game today? Not really. We didn't really get to update our player graphics. I don't know how updated Derrick White and all these percentages are per se, but we do know at this point of the year they are mostly updated, so it'll be hovering around here, so we can talk about it through that viewpoint. Lionel Mona, to the Lionel Monas, how are you today? I'm good. Unexpected show. Like I said, I told you guys at the end of Sunday, we did 3 shows on Sunday. We looked at the NBA slate today, and we were like, no real good games. Celtics versus Bucks is probably the best one, but with no Giannis, it should not be competitive. And then we get the announcement earlier this morning that Giannis is looking to make his comeback here today, get back into the lineup, get back into the game. And so I was like, okay, I guess we got to cover the game, change of plans. So we set it up real quick, got all the easy stuff out of the way. The only thing I did not do was set up the player graphics. So we're running off a couple of weeks old player graphics here, but it's not too bad. We know who we could talk about. We know these players have been playing all year long, right? We just covered a Celtics game not too long ago. Yesterday, actually, covered it. So second night of a back-to-back for the Celtics, also playing against the return of Giannis, looking for a Milwaukee Bucks win. Marley, what's up, Marley? Giannis about to kill the parlay. He's probably going to be on minutes restriction. David Hodge Jr. said, if the Knicks play like yesterday in the playoffs, we're winning it all. That is the vision. That has been the vision. That has been the vision all season long. This is exactly what Mike Brown wants this team doing. This is everything he's done has led up to performances like they had against the Spurs and hopefully going into the playoffs. Christian Blake said 39% from the field, 33% from 3 for D. White now. Points, rebounds, and assists about the same. Thank you, Christian. Thank you. Not too far away from what we have, right? So 3-point percentage slightly up to 33%. Points, rebounds is about the same. Yeah, so 17.5, 4.75. So he's giving you about 17.5, 5, and 5. We know what he's capable of. About almost 3 stocks a game is incredible for Derrick White, especially as the guard. Right now, best rim protecting guard in the NBA by far. Best shot blocking guard in the NBA by far. Under 2 turnovers is incredible for Derrick White. We know what he's capable of. He's going to have to increase his output today with no Jaylen Brown. But usually without Jaylen Brown, they kind of lean more into their system. Oftentimes, star players can commandeer the offense a lot more because if something doesn't work initially, it's just like, all right, give me the ball, get out of my way, I'll make something happen because I'm a star player. Happens to every team with every star player. Without the star player, the team reverts back to system only, which can win you a game here and there, but over the course of a, long 82-game season and for a playoff run is not going to get you too far, which is why you always need your stars, even though on a night like tonight, I could still see the Celtics sneaking this one out against the Milwaukee Bucks. So we'll see. JC can come back. We beat them with Tatum. Oh, for sure. I'm not too worried about the Celtics come playoff time. And I know some people are. We're going to have to see what Tatum looks like when he comes back. Does he look like Jason Tatum? Or does he look like a washed-down version of Jason Tatum who's coming back from the injury and has to shake off some rust? We'll see. Fungpei said, you think also says Chris Stapps is a teammate? Is it? No, well, what it says down here is White is having a tough time adjusting to life without Holiday, Tatum, Horford, and Porzingis surrounding him. But he is figuring out as efficiency is rising. For the most part, efficiency has been slowly but surely rising throughout the year. He's still sub 40% from the field and still sub 35% from three, which is where the context comes in of missing Holiday, Tatum, Horford, and Porzingis. Four guys who are ahead of him in the pecking order for the most part in terms of shots. Maybe not Horford, but Holiday, Tatum, Porzingis. Maybe not Holiday either, but definitely Tatum, Brown, and Porzingis were ahead of him in the pecking order. And without those guys, you have better defenders guarding Derrick White. So he's still capable, but the efficiency has dropped off a cliff this season because of it. Can he get back to it? He can. He can. It's also just overall a bad shooting year for Derrick White. Rose, what's up, Rose? Too many player egos on the Celtics? I don't know. I think it's been the opposite, actually, for the Celtics. They played extremely well without Jaylen Brown this year. They beat the Houston Rockets, smoked the Houston Rockets, ran them off the court. Ronald, what's up, Ronald? They ran the Houston Rockets off the court earlier in the season, just a couple of weeks ago, right before the All-Star break, I think it was, without Jaylen Brown in the lineup. So they're more than capable of winning without him here tonight. Marley said, White plays very different when JB is out. He does. He's going to have to take on more of an on-ball leadership role. He's essentially the star player, the go-to guy on this team without Jaylen Brown. So they'll run their offense, and they'll try to execute the Bucks to death tonight, but it's going to be spearheaded by Derrick White for sure. Pat Felt, what's up, Pat? So we're cooking today after all. Must be the new lineup. We'll see. Strange Time said Knicks game is for Tuesday now. Yes, Knicks game is on Tuesday. They also play Wednesday. So Tuesday they have the Toronto Raptors. They're up there in Toronto, at Toronto. And then they come back to Madison Square Garden on Wednesday, second night of a back-to-back, to be playing the Oklahoma City Thunder. Now, I get it, second night of a back-to-back playing the Thunder, but also second night of a back-to-back for the Thunder out on their East Coast road trip, although their first game against the Bulls, so not too fair. We got to fight against the Raptors and then go play the Thunder is more of a tougher matchup than playing the Bulls versus the Thunder. But both teams on the second night of a back-to-back, so all things equal is pretty much where it's going to end up. Ashmeal, what's up, Ashmeal? I hear Jason Tatum coming back Friday. There's been some reports about him coming back in about a week or two. We'll see. Nothing has been locked down yet for the return of Jason Tatum, but it's very soon. Benzino, what's up, Benzino? I don't know much about Boston's Max Schuga. I don't know much about Max Schuga either. I'm not gonna lie. I do know he is a guard, wing type of player who mostly hangs out on the perimeter, but we'll see. Maybe he's made some adjustments to his game here in the NBA. Bruce Fowler said Celtics system, San Antonio system, Miami system. They like to call a coacher. Point is, I'd love to eventually have a Knicks system. I do think that they're kind of getting to that point, Bruce. I know they just changed coaches, so it's going to adjust a little bit here, but I do think they're kind of getting to that point. But you're right. I wouldn't necessarily say that. It's going to have to the things you pointed to, Celtics, San Antonio, Miami, the reason why they have their system and their culture is because they've been able to do it through different iterations of teams. The Knicks, this is kind of their second iteration of the team, so it's starting to build. It's getting there, but we're going to have to see it past the Jalen Brunson era, past the Towns era, to see if it fully holds as a true Knicks system. It'd be great if they can get to that point like these other well-run organizations. Big Rud, what's up, Big Rud? I'm sick of seeing Vooch. All right, let's run through him real quick to get him off the screen. He is no longer a starter, really. He is 35 years old. He has gotten to the point where he should be coming off the bench, and he is coming off the bench for Nimi Keita. He will probably be in the starting lineup today with Nimi Keita now out with rest. So far this season with the Bulls, these are mostly his averages with the Bulls. I don't think we've updated this yet since he joined the Celtics, but I will say not close to these averages here with the Celtics. His percentages have been down, points have been down since he got traded to the Celtics. But here in the starting lineup, he's more than capable of stepping his game up, so we'll see if they'll step it up here against the Bucks. It's a tough game to do it against when they have both Miles Turner and Giannis out there, but we'll see. We'll just see. Benzino said Jordan Washington 22 tomorrow. That could be dangerous. That could be dangerous for the celebration that they might have. Rose said hopefully the Bucks can win this one after a wild, terrible loss against the Bulls. Hopefully the Bucks need a good victory, and they should have the morale boost, if anything, of the return of Giannis tonight. Oda said, Wemby cooking every single team, but he keeps walking away from the Knicks with losses. So we get the Payne Pritchard. Payne Pritchard will probably be in the starting lineup tonight, I assume, although they could definitely go a different way. Actually, I don't think he'll be in the starting lineup today because they could replace Jaylen Brown with more of a wing player like a Jordan Walsh, whose birthday is tomorrow. Thank you for that, Benzino. They could go with the Jordan Washington starting lineup to replace the forward, that is Jaylen Brown, and then continue to bring Payne Pritchard off the bench, which is a more natural role for him. Obviously started in the majority of the year as the starting point guard, but after the Anthony Simons trade, they needed ball handling and point guard play off the bench, and so they put Payne Pritchard back on the bench in order to come off and provide the value that way. I wish the Knicks would do that with Josh Hart, but hey, apparently we can't have those conversations. Either way, Payne Pritchard having a very good season. The three-point percentage is not as high as I think he is capable as of a shooter, but also like Derrick White, adjusting to life without superstars creating wide open shots for him. Having to actually knock down contested shots off the dribble for Payne Pritchard, not being able to build a rhythm of being able to play off the magnitude stars of the Browns and the Tatums and the Porzingises and the Horford and Holidays of the world, having to actually create shots on your own for the most part as a starter, but now back off the bench, teams still guard him that way. I think he had a 0 ball last night that they played. Expect him to have a big bounce back game here today. He's more than capable of going off, but he was 0 for 4 the other night. Sam Hauser could also be one of the options in the starting lineup for the Celtics today. He's a knockdown three-point shooter. He is instrumental if the Celtics are going to play through their system. Sam Hauser's instrumental in doing so as he spreads the court from three. He's a good ball mover, good connective passer, and a solid enough defender to not take anything off the table for the Celtics here. So they could insert him into the Jaylen Brown role and not necessarily ask him to do the things Jaylen Brown does, but have him in those spots, in those areas of the court to help spread the court out for guys like Derrick White and Payne Pritchard, who are going to have to create and make something out of nothing. Also, Nikola Vucevic will be relied upon to make something out of nothing here tonight. Neemi Queta is out with rest today. He's coming off a career night last night against the Philadelphia 76ers with no Joel Embiid out there. Andre Drummond had no chance, and he was the main matchup they had against Queta, and it was disastrous. It ended up being disastrous. Queta dominated the game. He is boy, oh boy, is he developed, man. He has looked fantastic all season long, from game one, right? Game one, he looked good, he looked solid, and then as the season's gone on, he has looked better and better and better and better. And boy, oh boy, is he just a legit starting center in the NBA now, and the Celtics have just found a way to replace the big men that they lost between Horford and Porzingis. Now, thankfully, he is not a stretch big. He does not shoot the ball from three-point range, so not the traditional big man that the Celtics have kind of preferred. It's also part of the reason why they went out and traded for Vucevic, because he provides the things that they prefer with a big man who can play five-out basketball. But Queta is your traditional rim-running big man who crashes the glass, plays strong in the paint, and is a very, very good rim protector, very underrated rim protector this year. So he's been phenomenal, but he will not be playing today against Giannis. Jordan Walsh is who I suspect will probably get the start in the starting lineup tonight. It's either him or Hauser, depending on where they want to go. I think Hauser might have been in the starting lineup already, but we'll see. We'll see who they end up going with. I could see Jordan Walsh being in the starting lineup, considering they want a little bit more defensive size out there with Giannis' return. I could see that happening. He's been solid this year. Part of the reason why we ended up making a player graphic for him is because he has just been he had a breakout week. He was very good. The Knicks ended up playing them, so it was like, we got to throw Jordan Walsh out there. And then he had an incredible game against the Knicks. But since then, he's kind of just been middling. He gets a handful of minutes here and there. He's not necessarily a huge part of the rotation right now, but he is very valuable with his size, his length, 6'6", incredible wingspan, smart defensive player, and very active as well. E. Gibson, what's up, E. Gibson? Niall Dimitri, what's up, Niall? Bruce Fowler said, since the end of January, the Knicks have been the 5th overall top defense, going 14-4 with wins over Houston, San Antonio, Milwaukee, Boston. Us Knicks fans are insufferable. Very true. Very true. It's never good enough. It's never good enough, Bruce. It will never be good enough until they bring home the championship. Drillano, what's up, Drillano? I've been eyeing Queta for a minute because he looks like the Hulk. I want him on my Pistons. He ain't going anywhere, brother. He ain't going anywhere. The Celtics really need him. Really need him. Even though, they just traded for Vooch, but Vooch is 35 years old, going on 36 next season. So, Queta ain't going anywhere, I'll tell you that. Unless they flip him for a stretch center, which the Detroit Pistons do not have. That's going to cover for the Celtics here. Jordan Walsh is the last guy we have to talk about right here, but there's a couple of guys we could also talk about who have just exploded. We'll have player graphics made for these guys come playoff time, as they will be a part of their playoff rotation, I assume. Guys like Baylor Shireman, Hugo Gonzalez. There's another guy I feel like I'm missing, but either way, those two are the most prominent guys off the bench for the Celtics. Even Baylor Shireman, one of the guys coming into the starting lineup, be inserting into the starting lineup and playing very well. Very good basketball for the Celtics. Had a very good game the other day, even though he couldn't buy a basket. He was 1 for 8 from 3 for majority of the night, and yet still, I think he had a positive impact on the game. Corey Thornton, what's up, Corey? He gives and said, even the media gave us a finals odds, and we are like 2-4 with Boston and Cleveland. Are we 2-4 with Boston and Cleveland? I don't think we are. We beat Cleveland twice, and we beat Boston twice. Now we get to the Milwaukee Bucks, and we could actually cover Giannis. We could actually talk about what Giannis will look like here today playing against the Celtics. Sons Jen, what's up, Sons Jen? It's extra chefy, yes sir, yes sir. The original plan was to take off tonight. There were going to be no really interesting games on tonight, at least in my estimation. Outside of this one, look at this NBA slate. I don't know if you guys have really looked through it, but it's blowout city. It should be a blowout city type of night. Now we could see some upsets, and I'm hoping for it. But Rockets, Wizards, Nuggets, Jazz, oof. Clippers, Warriors might be an interesting game, but these are two 500 teams battling it out to try and get out of the play-in situation. I don't know if we stay up to 10 p.m. on the East Coast here to watch Clippers, Warriors, especially without Steph Curry. Maybe Steph Curry would get me out of my seat to watch that one, but without Steph, no thank you. So the only other interesting one is this Celtics-Bucks game, but the implication of it was, or going into it, the implication was, well, no Giannis, and then the Celtics on the second night of a back-to-back was like, they're probably going to rest some guys. And that was until this morning, and then we got the word, the notification from Shams Charania that Giannis will be making his return today. And so all of a sudden, I felt the urge to cover this game because I do love Giannis. If you guys didn't know, he's my favorite player in the league to watch. I just love big, dominant basketball players who just punish people down low, who just get out of my way. You're too little, right? If you guys hear me commentate over physically imposing players who dominate teams down low, like maybe even a little bit like Wemby, but I guess especially when I cover Cat, when Cat makes a dominant play in the paint, too big, too strong, too talented, get out of my way, little man. I love to see a big man, Jaylen Duren. I love to see a big man just tell other players, get out of my way. I'm much bigger and much stronger than you. I find that incredibly hilarious and incredibly entertaining. They are some of my favorite archetypes in the NBA throughout NBA history. Shaq being one of my favorite players of all time. I find him hilarious in the way he plays basketball, not even off the court stuff. I find him a hilarious basketball player. And so Giannis has kind of become my favorite player in the league to watch these past couple of years during his rise to MVP status. So I'm very excited to watch him play here today. Again, I do expect him to be on a minutes restriction. Here today. He's coming 4 or 5 weeks off with a calf strain. We know he's struggled with calf strain, so I'm expecting Giannis to play something around maybe like 28 minutes tonight. We'll see. Hopefully he's back and ready to go in full force, but I don't have a ton of faith in that being the case here tonight. Also, let's make sure we pull this up and we're just ready to go whenever the game tips off, because we got about 10 minutes to go still. So we're good. With the national broadcast on. It is an NBA TV game, so if you have NBA TV available to you, you can watch it. Bruce Fowler said, if you're not tuning into Sheffy, you're missing insight on both teams rather than just suffer the indignity broadcast talking heads who have spent all week eating at home team buffet. I don't have a dog in this fight. I want a good basketball game. As a Knicks fan, it would benefit my team if the Celtics lost, so maybe I'm going to be a little bit biased towards the Bucks here today. But for the most part, I try to call it down the middle when the Knicks are not involved. When it comes to the Knicks, I'm home cooking all the way. I'm not going to lie, I'm super biased, of course, but that is my favorite team, right? The dream is to one day be able to call Knicks games for the MSG network or on the radio broadcast for the MSG network. And obviously, I would be super biased, purposely biased for my team, but also try to give the benefit of the doubt to the other team. The inspiration is always going to be Mike Breen, who is a national broadcaster, but also the broadcaster for the Knicks games. And I think he does an excellent job of trying to stay down the middle, but leaning a little bit more towards Knicks whenever he covers Knicks games. So, it's always been the inspiration and kind of the idea of how I'd like to try and be. Hopefully I do a decent job of that. Definitely I know when I call it Knicks games, I'm super biased towards the Knicks. And I apologize for that for any non-Knicks fans in the chat. But I'm not going to lie. Doesn't it not make it more fun to watch me lose my head, lose my cool whenever the Knicks are playing well? It is legitimately how I watch Knicks games before I started doing this. Like, that is legitimately my reactions. Whether I, was talking them out loud, the feelings, because obviously now I just speak it into the air, but before I was definitely, pacing back. And I remember as a kid pacing back and forth in my room when the Knicks were, 27-50. And end of the season basketball didn't even matter because they have no chance of making the playoffs from playing for lottery balls. And I'm still pacing in my room being like, David Lee, get the double-double today. Keep the streak alive. So now that they actually have something to compete for and are a legit championship contending team, the excitement is even more. E. Gibson said, too inconsistent like us with less of a bench. Who's that? Who was that earlier in the chat? Parlay God? What's up, Parlay God? So, yeah, Giannis. Giannis, he doesn't have much of a matchup tonight. Vucevic is their biggest player that they will put on him, but they'll have a rotating guys. They'll throw the rookie Hugo Gonzalez on him. They'll throw, obviously, they'll have Vooch on him, trying to guard the rim, but they'll throw Jordan Walsh on him. They'll throw Baylor Shireman. Just try to make him uncomfortable coming back from the calf injury. And we'll see how Giannis holds up. I'm really excited to watch Giannis play basketball again. Christian Blake said, I can't imagine what game 1 and 2 versus Boston must have been like. Oh, brother, we were going crazy. I was screaming and yelling. I still avoid watching anything about that as a Celtics fan. It was a good time, man. It was a good time. It was a good time to be a Knicks fan. You don't have to watch that one, Christian Blaze, but go watch game 1 of Knicks versus Pacers, right? If it's too painful as a Celtics fan to go back and watch the Celtics series, if you want to watch the misery of Knicks fans, go watch game 1 of our coverage versus the Pacers. That was also a fun one, obviously at my expense and Knicks fans' expense, but that was a historic game that is documented, my reaction to it. I'm pretty sure I just laughed. I had no other response other than to laugh. Thankfully, it went into overtime, and so the shot didn't hurt as much because I knew it was going to go into overtime. It looked like it to me in the moment. But yeah, that one was fun. So you can do that. Christian said, "Oh, I did." Yeah. I should probably take those moments and make them YouTube shorts. It's actually more making YouTube shorts out of live streams is actually more work than at this point. It's a little worth. Honestly, I'd rather pay somebody to do that kind of stuff for me at this point. Because so much time is spent preparing for the streams and getting everything set up and setting the rooms up and everything like that, updating the player graphics going into that night, that it's just okay, now to spend another 2 to 3 hours, editing a YouTube short from last night's stream, it's too much time. Not with a day job. Bruce Vow said, honestly, I subscribe because the content is super. Appreciate you. You're a walking, talking thesaurus of NBA teams, knowledge, and rosters. I've said all this before. Appreciate you, Bruce. Very kind of you. I will say, I do get the luxury of, deciding to be live for other teams this season. And so this might be the most basketball I watched since I was in, middle school. And I had all the time in the world to try to consume as much basketball as possible. Yeah, this might be the most basketball season I've watched the most of. So I feel very confident talking about each team because, again, you can look through the catalog of what we've done this year. We've covered every single team and most teams multiple times. Obviously, I'm not watching the Wizards every night, but we've covered 6 or 7 Rockets games. And obviously they played now almost 60 games, so it's not the most amount of Rockets games you could cover. Other people who are Rockets fans have obviously watched every second of them. But after around 7 to 10 games, you get a good idea of where they are. Obviously not a perfect one. I can't be a professional in the Rockets, but I can be a professional about the Knicks because I've seen every single second multiple times for multiple of these games. Big Red said, you also have a 9 to 5 outside of here? Yes, sir, brother. Yes, sir. We work in construction. K. Hazy said, right, Giannis is the only reason you would play this game. I was confused for a second. Yeah, so Giannis is back. Giannis is back here today. So we weren't going to stream at all today. And then I got the notification that Giannis was going to be back, and I was like, all right, let's set it up real quick. So the player graphics aren't updated. The only time they've been updated was whenever I last updated these two teams, but it kind of is what it is. Cam Thomas now in the Milwaukee Bucks. He does come off the bench for them. He's kind of been a little disappointing to me. I thought he was going to come to the Bucks and just get shots up in the absence of Giannis, and he wasn't really doing that. And now with Giannis here, I kind of question how he's going to fit on the team. Hugo Gonzalez gets the start today, along with Sam Hauser, and obviously Vucevic, who we know is going to start. So Egan said, I don't know. I think Boston gets this. I could definitely see that. They played a game earlier this season against the Houston Rockets without Jaylen Brown and still dominated that matchup. So I could definitely see them dominating the Bucks here today with a rusty Giannis in the lineup. Christian said, yeah, this is a lot for a Celtics schedule loss. True. Hats off for the Knicks energy. You definitely keep it entertaining. That is for sure the goal. Ousmane Dieng is in the starting lineup. Interesting. Giannis is back. So they have Porter Jr., Green, Giannis, Turner, and Ousmane Dieng. Knick legend Ousmane Dieng, who's actually a draft pick of the New York Knicks that was eventually traded on draft night to the Oklahoma City Thunder. So Big Rud said, no, I'm agreeing with you. It's tough to balance everything and your work. Yeah, I got you, bro. I got you. Ryan Rollins. No Ryan Rollins today. I just realized we didn't see him in the starting lineup. No Ryan Rollins. For what reason? Why is Ryan Rollins out? They don't have it here. Okay. No Ryan Rollins, unless they're bringing him off the bench, which doesn't make a ton of sense to me. But we do get Giannis back, so even if Ryan Rollins does not play, that's going to severely hinder the Bucks' ability to pull this one off today, because he is, as you can see through his stats, one of the more important players for the Bucks this year. I thought his development was so impressive that it was going to end up being the reason as to why the Milwaukee Bucks were actually going to end up being a top 6 team this season. That did not end up being the case, mostly because of the Giannis injury. But I do think with Ryan Rollins' development, actually pretty decent chance Giannis could stay in Milwaukee, because they have a little nice core working there between Giannis, Turner, Ryan Rollins. They got this Ousmane Dieng kid. They now have Cam Thomas in the building. They can try to develop into a player for them. Who knows? Ronald McPaul said, shoplifting injury for Rollins, allegedly? Come on, brother. Come on. We all make young mistakes. He's 23 years old. We done moved past it. Come on, man. Bruce Fowler said, boy, Wimby doesn't like the sight of Big Mitch. Mitch has broad shouldered. Yeah, Mitch is huge. 7 feet tall, ridiculously long wingspan. And then after, coming into the league as a stick, huge muscle gain. On the same trajectory that Giannis has been on with his muscle gain as well. Bruce said, Mitch Robinson on Wemby is a subtle mismatch. Yeah, a little bit. Even Towns on Wembanyama is a little bit of a mismatch. Both of those guys very physically strong. Can out muscle and push Wemby around a little bit. And we know Wemby struggles with physicality. Kays, and I think Mitch is actually bigger than 7 feet. It would not be surprising to me if he was actually maybe 7'1". I don't think he's 7'2", but it wouldn't surprise me if he was about 7'1". He's huge. He is indeed huge. E. Gibson said, I think we're a second-round exit. We'll see. The Knicks? I don't know. Depends on the matchups. The only team that I think could truly eliminate the Knicks in the playoffs this year is the Detroit Pistons. In the East, is the Detroit Pistons. Every other team, I think the Knicks are favored, should be favored, and I'm not too concerned about their ability to come out. It may go 5, 6, or 7, but I do think the Knicks will beat pretty much any other team in the East in a 7-game series. Detroit is the only one that makes me nervous. All right, here we go. Getting ready for tip-off. Miles Turner, we know he can do. He's a 3-and-D center. Not great at rebounding, but when Giannis back now, his rebounding, the last time we updated the Bucks, his rebounding actually went down in the absence of Giannis, which made no sense to me. But three-point percentage is good, so he should get more wide-open looks here today playing with Giannis. Happy to see it. AJ Green is Huge for this team with his three-point shooting, over 40% from three-point range on high volume, incredibly important. And again, he'll get more open looks with Giannis on the court. And this entire team benefits. This entire team was initially put together and built to be around Giannis. And so in the absence of Giannis, none of it made sense, and none of the players played particularly well. And now that Giannis is back, we should see these guys pick up right where they left off. All right, here we go. Let's get to it. Fight for the tip. The Celtics win it, and we're off and running. And one of the worst City Edition courts in the NBA, Cream City. It just sounds nasty. I'm not trying to play on Cream City court. I'll tell you that. Don't ever ask me to meet you down there in Cream City. A three for Hugo Gonzalez to get it started. Can't get it to go. Giannis with the rebound, bringing it down the other way. Giannis' first rebound, he puts Derrick White right in the post. Trying to go through him. They kick it out. Turner, a wide open right wing three. Can't get it to go. But A.J. Green with the rebound over to Giannis. Giannis putting his head down, attacking, loses the handle on the ball, but off of Vucevic will stay here with the Bucks. E. Gibbons said, our defense is inconsistent. We have decent depth. I mean, we could call it inconsistent, sure. I'm with you. The very inconsistent Knicks team this year. Absolutely. But they are 8th in the NBA in defensive rating. So as long as they put it together come playoff time, and that's when they become most consistent because you're most locked in, I think it'll be all right. Ousmane Dieng off the handoff, knocks down the mid-range jumper to start us off. Takes the lid off the basket for the Bucks. Celtics trying to do the same. Shireman has it up top, walks into the straightaway pull-up three, in and out, can't get it to go. Hugo Gonzalez can't get the putback, but does get fouled. Does he just crash the glass? Miles Turner struggling to keep him off the board. I don't know whose man that was. Maybe it was Giannis. Let me see it here. Yeah, that was Giannis's man. And Miles Turner came in and fouls Hugo Gonzalez on the putback attempt. So Hugo Gonzalez had the foul line for 2 free throws. Crane said, Cream City's hella sus. Yes, indeed it is. Yes, indeed it is. Oh, man. E. Gibbons said, we're a West type team. Brother, we just saw the New York Knicks beat the San Antonio Spurs, a West team, with metal bats in the Garden last night. Just beat them with metal bats and into submission. They scored 89 points. Joseph said, is Giannis back? Giannis is back, Joe. Giannis is back. Hugo Gonzalez misses both free throws. Here comes Giannis. Can't be missing free throws, Hugo. Now when you're getting your opportunity to start tonight, Giannis goes right through the chest of Vucevic, gets the lefty layup nice and easy for his first return basket. There you go, big Giannis. There you go. Derrick White has it up top being guarded by Miles Turner. They get finally lob it down low to Vooch. He's being guarded by Ousmane Dieng. He faces up, puts up the midi. He can't get it to go. Giannis with the rebound. And Giannis bringing it down and gets it over to Kevin Porter Jr. Porter on the left wing, crosses over to his right, off the Giannis screen, down the lane, they kick it out to Turner, extra pass, Ousmane Dieng, quick catch, fire, and shot, got it to go. Ousmane Dieng could end up being a huge pickup for the Milwaukee Bucks here. Derrick White has it up top, they get it out to Gonzalez. Gonzalez hangs it off to Hauser. Hauser up top to White. White gets switched on to by Ousmane Dieng. White coming to his left off the Vooch screen, stops, gets it out to Vooch, hands it off to Gonzalez, driving to his left. Down the lane, tries the Euro step through. He does eventually get through and gets the scoop layup with the right hand down. For the first basket for the Boston Celtics, they finally take the lid off their basket. AP, what's up, AP? Is it fair the Boston Celtics get these easy matchups? Sixers, Bucks, and Knicks are getting all the playoff teams in March. Adam Silver shaking my head. I mean, it just kind of is what it is. Every team usually has like a really tough stretch in the NBA. The Knicks stretch happens to come right here in March. It is what it is. Giannis snags the offensive rebound off the missed shot, but he misses the easy layup. Not able to explode the way he normally would in his first game back here. Derrick White, a pump fake, sidestep, rhythm dribble three. Can't get it to go, but Hugo Gonzalez once again crashing the glass as Giannis does not even jump for the rebound attempt. Giannis hasn't even really jumped so far here tonight in his first game back. Not a great sign. Miles Turner fires up the left wing three wide open. Can't get it to go. Hugo Gonzalez with the rebound. White, cross-court pass to Hauser. He fires up the three in transition. He got it to go. And just like that, the Celtics tied up at 7. 9 minutes to go here in the first. Egan said Sixers aren't bad if they're healthy. Yeah, but they didn't have Embiid, and they didn't have Paul George, who's still serving that suspension. Porter Jr. up top, gets it over to Dieng, gets it over to A.J. Green, curling off the screen, can't get the three to go. Giannis, the offensive rebound. Shireman digs down and knocks the ball out of his hands. And now here comes Shireman. Shireman putting his head down, attacking Dieng. Stops, turns, kicks it out up top, hands it off to White. White picked up by Giannis. Derrick White dancing with it. Fakes the handoff, keeps it, pulls it out now. Gets it out to Vooch. Vooch up top. Hands it off to White. White will fire up the deep three. Got it to go for Derrick White. Really bad defense for the Bucks, not switching that play off properly on the handoff situation. Just let him walk into that wide open three with the shot clock winding down. Giannis putting his head down, attacking, goes right through the chest of Vucevic and draws the foul. He's going to the foul line for 2. First trip to the foul line here. Daniel Dash. What's up, Daniel Dash? E. Gibson said, I think the Celtics are crazy overachieving. A little bit, but also like the system in place, the coaching. Joe Mazzulla is probably going to should end up winning coach of the year with the effort that he's put forth with this team so far. Giannis makes the first free throw. He's got another one coming. Susan, what's up, Susan? I was very impressed with Mikhail rocking Bridges last night. Absolutely, Susan. Absolutely. Bruce said, the Knicks were on a crazy cup crusade. Never want to do that again. We've run the gauntlet, had the rest, deal with injuries, and reload for the stretch run. Oh, did I mention the new pivotal additions? Absolutely, absolutely. One of them being Mo Diawara. We'll talk about pivotal additions. Mo Diawara developing the way that he has been huge for the Knicks. Another dribble pull-up three for Derrick White. Can't get it to go. Miles Turner crashes down for the rebound. Here comes Kevin Porter Jr. He's been very quiet to start the game. Dancing around the Giannis screen. Gets caught in the air and throws it away. I'm not sure what KPJ is trying to do, but so far he's got no chemistry rocking right now with Giannis. Shireman down the lane. They swing it around. Vooch, extra pass to Gonzalez. Ran off the three-point line. Down the lane, throws up the floater. Comes up short. Turner with the rebound. Good defense from the Bucks there. Hit a head pass to Kevin Porter Jr., bringing it down, picked up by Shireman. Crosses over in the lane, goes all the way to the basket, gets the finger roll layup to go. Nice attack from Kevin Porter Jr. We're back tied at 10. 7:30 to go here. CJ Trent, what's up, CJ? Daniel, what's up, Daniel? Are you Italian? I am not, sir, I am not. Wisdom, what's up, Wisdom? Where's Rollins? I don't know what happened to Rollins. He did not appear in the injury report. I fully expected him to play. But as you can see here, he was not reported on the injury report here on ESPN. Or at least he was reported with an injury, but it did not come up when ESPN updated their thing, because they don't really update their website because whatever reason, even though they're a billion-dollar industry. AB said, Bakum looking well in Westchester. It's a good sign. Development is not linear. Ousmane Dieng is a good sign of that. Here in his second team with the Milwaukee Bucks, developing after being with the Oklahoma City Thunder for a while and looking really good with the Bucks. So development's not linear. Could take him 2-3 years before he's finally breaks through and finds his spot in the league, or he could just be a bust. Who knows? But the Knicks have one in Mo Diawara. They got one. Ryan Rollins. What's going on with Ryan Rollins? Why was he scratched tonight? No update. I guess he's playing. He's not on the injury report, and there are Bucks fans who are like, why is he not starting? So I guess he's coming off the bench today. Interesting. Okay. He's just not starting. He's going to come off the bench today. Ryan Rollins will be in off the bench. Susan said, is this a back-to-back for the Bucks? I don't think so, but this is a back-to-back for the Celtics. Celtics played last night. We covered it when they played the 76ers. Bucks are on a back-to-back, yes. So they played last night. Who'd they play? They played the Chicago Bulls, and they lost. They lost to the Bulls. They got smoked by the Bulls, 120-97. My goodness, 23-point loss. So both teams on the second night of a back-to-back. Susan said Diawara is making his statement. I haven't been this excited about a basketball player since rookie year RJ, honestly, right? He's number 3 overall pick. We were really excited about it. I haven't been this excited since rookie year RJ about a young player. I really haven't. I think he's really got the goods. Vucevic in the lane, flips it up with the right hand, curling off the screen, got it to go in the paint over Kevin Porter Jr. Did not switch onto him fast enough. KPJ has it up top, being guarded by Shireman. Dancing around a Giannis screen, coming to his left, down the lane, stops, kicks it out to AJ Green. Driving it down to his left, swings it out. Ousmane Dieng, a right wing 3. Can't get it to go, in and out. Hugo Gonzalez with the rebound, bringing it down the other way. They get it up top to Shireman. Shireman, over the top pass. Hauser, wide open left wing 3. Terrible recognition by the Bucks there. KPJ comes flying in and steals that rebound away from Vucevic. Now he's going to push it the other way. They need somebody to bring some energy here. Giannis on the lob pass down low, catches it, seals, and lays it up and in. Nice finger roll layup for Giannis to get the finish. We're still tied at 12. Approaching the halfway point here in the first quarter. Vooch up top gets it over to Hauser. Hauser coming to his left off the Vooch screen. Driving it down. Kicks it out to White. White driving to his right behind the back. Pump fake. And gets KPJ in the air and draws the foul. He's going to go to the foul line for 2. Rose said third quarter was a disaster for the Bucks. I heard. Obviously, we were busy covering other games, but I heard about the Bucks' misfortune in that game. It was like a 24-0 run or something like that, right? AP said getting all these easy matchups on the back-to-back, yeah. And the Knicks back-to-back is going to be the Raptors, tough game, in Toronto, and then fly back to New York to play the Thunder. So that's what the Knicks get. Bruce said, it's hard for me not to root against every Boston team. No, actually, I don't ever recall rooting for Boston anything. You don't ever recall rooting for Boston anything? I mean, I don't either. I'm trying to think. If I ever rooted for the Celtics, maybe to beat the Pacers a couple of years ago when they eliminated the Knicks. Maybe I rooted for the Celtics to beat them then. I think I definitely, versus the Celtics Heat rivalry a couple of years ago, I think I was definitely more so on the side of the Celtics. Can't remember, but KPJ down the lane after they knocked down both free throws. Derrick White did. So it's 14-12. Giannis subs out halfway through this first quarter here. First 6 minutes of the game goes to him. Payne Pritchard in the game, along with Luka Garza, who's been really solid for them this year, actually. Hauser swings it out to Gonzalez, and an offensive foul on Garza, trying to establish position as he's holding his left hand, left wrist area. Ron McPaul said Giannis playing Rollins' position, took his spot. They're going with the big lineup today. Very big lineup. They had Ousmane Dieng and Turner and Giannis out there. Three really big forwards. Turner, obviously, is center. Now they have Ryan Rollins in the game. They essentially have Kevin Porter Jr. in that point guard where that was previously Rollins' spot. I definitely would go with Ryan Rollins over Kevin Porter Jr. in the starting lineup, but that's just me. Rollins coming to his left off the Turner screen, down the lane. Kicks it out to a wide open Ousmane Dieng for a 3, and he got it to go. Like I said, Ousmane Dieng could be a huge pickup for this Bucks team, right? In that development system with the Oklahoma City Thunder for years. Finally breaking through here with the Bucks. They get it up top to Pritchard, driving to his right, pulls it out, now crossing over to his left. Good defense from Dieng to keep him out of the paint. They get it back to him. He's going to dance with it. Coming to his right off the Garza screen. Turner switches on to Pritchard. Pritchard driving to his left in the mid-range. Pump fake, tries to step through. Kicks it over to Garza. Garza in the paint against Turner. Flips it up with the right hand. Gets the nice friendly touch off the front of the rim and gets it to drop down for Garza. And now we are switching back and forth. The leads here, 16-15 now. Rollins gets it out to Turner. Straightaway 3 for Turner. And he throws up a brick, hit the side of the backboard, knocked out of bounds off of Jericho Sims. Once a Knick, always a Knick, Jericho Sims. It's going to go back to the Celtics here, though. Ruzand? What's up, Ruzan? I have the Knicks beating OKC. I mean, you don't have to ask me. You know my answer. Ozahar, what's up, Ozahar? Benzino said, speaking of RJ, big game tomorrow at Toronto. Absolutely. Absolutely. We get to say hi to an old friend. Payne Pritchard bringing it down against Rollins. Maybe they just want another offensive option out there while Giannis is on the bench with Rollins. Maybe. Pritchard down the lane. They kick it out to Ron Harper Jr. Left corner 3. He got it to go. They're going to need somebody to knock down shots who's unexpected like Ron Harper Jr. 19-15 now, a 4-point lead for the Celtics. Sims has it up top. Hands it off to A.J. Green. Jordan Walsh hedges out hard and fouls Green. Crandon said, I always believe in my team no matter what. No matter what, Crandon. No matter what. I'll believe in them until they give me a reason not to believe in them, right? Ozar said, Giannis playing. Giannis is playing. He's now out of the game. I expect his minutes to be somewhat limited today. I'm expecting around 20 to maybe 28 minutes or so for Giannis. Maybe even less than that. Maybe that's optimistic, but it's kind of what I'm expecting from Giannis today. Rollins up top. Bobby Portis is subbed in for Turner, by the way. Portis has been shooting excellently from three-point range. They get it over to Green, attacking along the baseline. Good defense from Hauser to shut him off. They get over to Rollins. He has to fire up the three. Looks like it maybe got blocked by Ron Harper Jr. as he throws up the air ball. Here comes Pritchard, gets it over to Hauser. Hauser attacking to his left. Stops, spins, kicks it up top. Ousmane Dieng knocks it out of bounds. John Brennan, what's up, John? Scoreboard said, we got a great in Mo Diawara, yes, sir. It's got a great feeling to see our rookies cook. It's a great feeling to see our rookies cook. Oh, I'm with you, brother. I'm with you. I mean, I have a YouTube short up from last season, me going crazy about Paco Mdadier scoring 16 points in a preseason game, talking about he's the future, you know? So I'm definitely the person to talk to when it comes to loving the rookies and seeing what they have. They kick it out. Shireman a three after a really good contest on Luka Garza in the paint. Cam Thomas is coming to the game. So now they got a couple of offensive options when Giannis is to the bench. I'm so irrationally high on Mo Diawara, though, Skomberg. Like, I legitimately think this guy is a true blue starter in the NBA. Could possibly maybe even be an all-star. Now, I'm getting ahead of myself, but I'm just saying, I'm really high on that kid. Rollins to the rim, can't get the scoop layup to go with the left hand. He's all out of sorts to start the game so far here tonight, which is why I would have him starting and have KPJ lead the bench unit because he's more of a self-creator than Ryan Rollins is. Jordan Walsh has it up top being guarded by Sims. Walsh hands it off to Ron Harper. They get it over to Garza, leaves it off to Pritchard, driving to his left in the paint. Lefty layup, got it to go over Bobby Portis, who's not much of a rim protector at all. Now it's 21-15. A 6-point lead is opened up for the Celtics with 3 minutes to go here in the first. Portis fakes the handoff. He keeps it. He's being guarded by Shireman. Portis is backing him down. Now kicks it out to Thomas. Now back to Portis. Spins. Fires the baseline jumper. Can't get it to go. Jericho Sims, the offensive rebound. Kicks it out up top to Rollins. Rollins gets it down low to Portis, being guarded by Shireman. Drop step in the paint. Right hook. Can't get it to go, but he draws the foul. He's going to the foul line for two. And Bobby Portis just trying to muscle his way into the paint. I love it. My guy Daniel Dash with the membership. Oh, my goodness. I appreciate you, Daniel Dash. Thank you for your generosity, brother. Thank you for that. Welcome to the membership tier. Custom emojis are on the way. I'm working on it. Twilson said Maras will be an all-star with Diawara. Manas Buzelis and the Bulls. I don't know what to think about Manas Buzelis. He was one of my favorite players in the draft, that draft cycle 2 years ago. Right? It was a really bad draft that year. I was like, hey, man, I really like Manas. I'd take him high. The Bulls, he fell to the Bulls. He was like the 7th or 8th pick or something like that, right? I really like Manas Buzelis. He's not in a great development situation. We'll see how his career plays out. Bruce said, oh, my timer's still going. We have it's going for a reason. We have 2:53 to go here on the timeout. Bruce said, sometimes I wonder what RJ Barrett, Quinn Grimes, Manuel Quickley would have been if they had developed. We may not have had to make trades the way we did Shane. No, I think it was still the right move to move off of RJ when we did. I like RJ. I like the player he's becoming. But boy, oh boy, is he bad defensively, man. Really bad defensively. He just has as much of a feel as he has offensively, he has almost the exact opposite in the negative direction feel defensively, man. It's bad. Quickly's great. I would have loved to keep Quickly if we could have, but Quickly wanted to be a starting point guard in the NBA. So they didn't move off of him because they didn't believe in Quickly. They moved off of him because Quickly wanted to be a starting point guard, and that's obviously not going to happen when your team employs Jalen Brunson, who is the better player, clearly. Quinn Grimes thing was weird. I think he wanted a larger role. I think he wanted to try and spread his wings a little bit. I think he kind of fell out of favor with Tom Thibodeau a little bit, and I think just all the compounding factors of also the fact him entering restricted free agency led to the Knicks being like, okay, let's cut our losses and let's try to recoup a couple assets here. They got Bojan Bogdanovic in the deal, which ultimately led to them getting Mikal Bridges. So I think all around pretty solid moves for the most part from the Knicks. Bringing in Anunoby and ultimately Bridges in replacing Grimes, RJ, and Quickly, and you end up with Anunoby and Bridges. So I think overall pretty solid. AB said, looking at the game yesterday, Mitchell Robinson looks so much bigger than Wemby. Oh, he's huge. He's huge, absolutely, AP. He's huge. The high vibe with a very generous super chat. Appreciate you, guy. He said, my guy Chef, Knicks versus Wolves is my finals pick. That would be a fun one. That'd be a fun one. Karl Anthony Towns versus Anthony Edwards in the finals would be beautiful. The two teams that swap their stars in Karl Anthony Towns and Julius Randle, trying to litigate that trade, who wins that trade in the finals matchup, hilarious and awesome for the NBA. Daniel Dash said, RJ Barrett is awesome. He's really good. He's really good. I'd hold off on awesome personally, but he's really good. He's really good. And I loved watching him play. I was really high on him, but. Tosin said, do you think 4 first-round picks for Bridges was the right move? No, absolutely not. And it was 5 first-round picks. They also gave up a swap. It was a huge overpay. We've talked about it. We've litigated it. It was tax on top of tax. It's a Knicks tax. It's also a Knicks trading with the Nets tax. It's a late in the season, late in the offseason tax. It's a bad team taking advantage of a desperate good team tax. It was all kinds of things that ultimately led to the Knicks trading 5 first-round picks for himself. Pritchard driving it down on Jericho Sims. Good defense from Sims. Forces a tough pull-up shot. Can't get it to go. But the offensive rebound by Garza and a foul on the floor. Good rebounding from Garza in the paint. My guy, high vibe. Very generous of you, brother. E. Gibson said, I like RJ, but calling someone awesome with no all-star selections is a stretch. I'm with you on that one. E. Gibson. I like him. Really good. He still has a ton of improvement to make, especially on the defensive side of the ball. He's a bit of a disaster there. The Bucks lose Shireman, and he ends up with a wide-open 3 on the left wing, and he knocks it down. Also, Portis split his free throw, so it's 24-16, 2:20 to go here. Ryan Rollins up top. He gets it over to Cam Thomas. Thomas being very quiet so far. They show a double team inside the Sims. Gets caught in the air, kicks it to Portis. The left corner 3 is wide open, and he knocks it down. There you go, Bobby Portis. Keep it close, Portis. Keep it close. Keep your team in it. Here comes Peyton Pritchard bringing it down. Being guarded by KPJ. They get it over to Jordan Walsh. Walsh has it on the right wing. Dancing with it. Hands it off to Ron Harper. Hands it off to Pritchard. Pritchard up top attacking KPJ off the bounce. Coming to his left, off the Garza screen. They swing it out to Ron Harper. Back up top to Pritchard. Pritchard coming to his left. Runs right into Ron Harper. Sims switched on to Pritchard. He's going to dance with it. Pull up 3 on the left wing over Sims. Can't get it to go. Ryan Rollins secures the rebound. Bringing it down the other way. Rollins swings it out to Jericho Sims down low. Gets chased down, blocked by Jordan Walsh, but they call the foul on Walsh. Good effort from Walsh to foul him at least. It's going to send Jericho Sims to the foul line for 2, where he's not all that effective from, right? Susan reminding people to like button. Appreciate you, Susan. If you guys are enjoying the show so far tonight, hit that thumbs up button and like the stream. I'd very much appreciate it. The high vibe was said, would be a great series had the Knicks only, or a great trade, had the Knicks only give up 2 to 3 first-round picks for Bridges. That would have been much better position right now. Probably have Giannis. Maybe have Giannis. Maybe. But yeah. Yeah, Cole Palmer with the subscription. Appreciate you, Cole. Hope you're having a good time tonight. But the Knicks swung. They swung for the fences. Oftentimes, teams are a little too gun-shy to swing for the fences when, the Knicks thought they also knew they were going to end up losing DiVincenzo, so he was also brought in as Dante DiVincenzo replacement because they knew they were going to make the Towns trade after losing Harnstein. Pritchard has it up top, being guarded by Rollins. Pritchard coming to his left, swings it over to Shireman, fakes the handoff, driving it in on Sims, pump fake, spins, fall away jumper over Sims, rattles it in for Baylor Shireman. Nice move there. Jericho Sims a little all over, a little out of sorts here. Sims split the free throws previously before, by the way. So now it's 26-20, 6-point lead for the Boston Celtics. Rollins down the lane, pass fake, swings it out to Gary Harris, over to Sims, back to Harris, across the baseline, kicks over to Portis, up top to Rollins, catches, pump fakes, driving to his left, sees a double team, picks up his handle, he's got nowhere to go, hands it off to Thomas. Thomas has to get busy here. The shot clock's winding down, blows past the defense, lefty layup, can't get it to go for Cam Thomas. Jordan Walsh with the rebound. Here comes Pritchard. 40 seconds to go in this quarter. Pritchard off the Garza, a high screen, pull up straightaway three, can't get it to go, but Garza with the offensive rebound lays it up and in. And the Milwaukee Bucks doing a terrible job of rebounding tonight. Terrible job. Here comes Ryan Rollins bringing it down. He has it up top, being guarded by Ron Harper. When what could be, there's about a 8-second difference between game clock and shot clock here. So the Celtics will at least have another possession back here. Rollins dancing with it, step back, pump fake, throws it away. 15 seconds to go now. And the Celtics have the final possession of the quarter. High Vibe said, it's tough to second guess a team that is close to winning it all. Bridges and Brunson's are friends too. I think they've paid for that too. Yeah, there were a lot of taxes thrown on top of the Knicks being able to make that trade with the Nets. Pritchard has it up top. Pritchard is the master at these end of quarter shots. Swings it out to Hauser. Hauser will fire it up instead. Comes up short, rebound over to Hauser. He fires it up at the buzzer. Got it to go out of the mid-range. The Milwaukee Bucks continue to be terrible at rebounding, and it cost them this quarter. And now they find themselves down by 10, 30-20 here. Oof. E. Gibson said, we aren't close to winning at all. We made one Eastern Conference Finals. They were in Game 6 of the Eastern Conference Finals, brother. They were 2 wins away from a Finals. If you make a Finals, anything can happen. What do you mean they're not close? They're very close. High Vibe said, is Missoula Coach of the Year? He should definitely be the favorite. There's a bunch of other options who should definitely get votes and considerations. I think Charles Lee in Charlotte deserve some consideration for what Charlotte has been and become so far this season. Who else deserves some? I think J.B. Bickerstaff with the Pistons. I don't think anybody had the Pistons having the best record in the NBA this season. So we had Mark Daigneault gets some votes with all the injuries that the Thunder have dealt with. They've still been able to maintain the best or second best record in the NBA throughout the season. So you got Daigneault. I think Missoula's in the lead. Behind them, you could have any number of guys between Charles Lee, Daigneault, and J.B. Bickerstaff. I think those are the top 4 candidates. But Missoula is my number one, personally. AB said Charlotte has to make the playoffs first for the Coach of the Year. That's not how those awards work, AP. They'll be in the play-in, but those awards are voted upon before the playoffs start. So they don't actually have to make the playoffs first. AB said, I think it should be J.B. Bickerstaff. Not a bad pick, but I will say nobody had the Boston Celtics being the second seed in the East, 40-20 without Jason Tatum this year. David Hodge Jr. said Detroit coach wins it. I think the fact that you called him Detroit's coach and you didn't put his name out there might seal his fate. Avi said JB should be it. We'll see. I have Joe Mazzulla over JB Bickerstaff. I think a lot of the development from the Pistons this year also has played a part in them just being better than they were last year, whereas opposed that the Celtics took numerous steps back. Boston has good players. Yeah, so does Detroit. Like, if you're winning a bunch of games, you have good players. You're telling me you think Boston has better players than Detroit this season? I find that very hard to believe. Before the season started, you couldn't name me after the top 4 players for Boston, you couldn't name me the rest of the 4 players that were going to be in the rotation before the season started. Now we know them all. Now we know the Hugo Gonzalez's and the Shiremans and the Jordan Walshes Now we all expect high stuff from Nimi Keita. But none of those people were expected to be high contributors for a team that's the second seed in the East. Pass fake from Pritchard gets in the lane and gets the easy layup. Cam Thomas trying to dribble the ball up the court. Did not see it coming at all. Ryan Rollins coming to his right, pulls back, step back three for Ryan Rollins, throws up the air ball. I think putting him on the bench was a terrible decision from Doc Rivers. I think it was truly a horrendous decision to put him on the bench. Definitely should have went to KPJ off the bench. He's more of a self-creator than Ryan Rollins is. You want Ryan Rollins playing alongside Giannis as much as possible. He should be the second best player going into your season next year. Continue to work with that development. Gonzalez gets it up top to Derrick White. Derrick White being guarded by Portis. They get over to Vooch in the post. Being guarded by Harris. Cross-court pass. Hauser, no-dip left wing three. Got it to go. The no-dip three will always look crazy. Second quarter, by the way, and it never started the timer. My apologies. It is 10:30 to go. We're only a minute and a half into it. Portis spins off of Hauser, has it along the baseline, pulls it back out. Good defense from the Celtics. Over to Thomas, over to Sims. Sims hands it off to Ryan Rollins. Rollins gets blocked from Hugo Gonzalez on the pull-up jumper. And now here comes Peyton Pritchard bringing it down the other way. They got the 15-point lead. Giannis is at the scorer's table. They get over to Gonzalez. Right corner three wide open as nobody communicates from Milwaukee. Hugo Gonzalez can't get the three to go. It rattles in and out, but it pops right back out. Here comes Rollins off the rebound. Coming to his left off a high sim screen. Down the lane. Pump fakes. Kicks it out to Cam Thomas. Cam Thomas. Pump fake. Driving to his left. Step back. Long pull-up two for Cam Thomas. Can't get it to go. Pritchard with the rebound. Pritchard, home run pass to Gonzalez. Zero steps down the lane. Layup, got it to go. And the foul against Rollins. And now the Celtics are running away with it here. Even if Giannis comes back into this game, they're now down 17 points. And we're going to get a timeout from Milwaukee. My goodness. My goodness. Tommy Calabrese? What's up, Tommy? Is Keita playing tonight? He is not. He is not, Tom. Carbon. What's up, Carbon? I see a David in there, too. What's up, Carbon? Is Giannis playing? Giannis is playing. He's at the scores table getting ready to check back in. AB said, I want to know when Leon Rose is going to win Executive of the Year. Honestly, probably should have won one already. We're being honest. Skomberg said, Boston has G Leaguers with Brown. Detroit has two All-Stars. No way Boston should be this good half the season without a center. Maz is Coach of the Year, clearly. I agree with you, Skomberg. I wouldn't say without a center, though. Nimi Keita has developed into one heck of a center. He is the poster child for the traditional rim-running big now. Takes over for Clint Capella, as Clint Capella is now aging out of the league. Yeah, Nimi Keita is good. Let's not give Nimi Keita a erasure here. But coming into the season, we didn't think he was going to be this good, to your point. We didn't think Keita was going to be capable of stepping into the starting center spot. And he has more than delivered. Coming off a career night last night, speaking of. Crandon said, oof, I feel bad for Giannis. These guys wouldn't even be on the Wolves roster. I don't feel bad for Giannis. He made his own bed. If he wanted to leave, he could have left. But instead, he continues to waffle back and forth, trying to scam people out of his money being a partner with Kalshi. I got no respect for Giannis at this point. You made your bed, now lie in it. I got no bad feelings for Giannis. Like, oh no, he's on a bad team. Like, this is what he wants. This is apparently what he wants. So, go ahead, do your thing. Christian plays to Not As Wild. No Celtics fan had Hugo Gonzalez and Jordan Walsh as the try-hard, hustle 3-and-D players that make the defense that much better. Absolutely. I agree with you, Christian. I agree with you. 100%. This is the point I'm trying to make, too. Absolutely. AP said, like, oh, yeah, well, Boston has good players, Detroit doesn't. Or Boston has good players, better players than Detroit. It's like, what? What are we talking about? All-Star Thompson, Jaylen Duren, and Cade Cunningham are three incredible players. Boston has Jaylen Brown, Derrick White, and Peyton Pritchard as their three best players. Who are you taking? Because I'm taking Cade, Thompson, and Duren, personally. And then you get to the rest of the guys, and it's like, did you know Hugo Gonzalez was going to be a part of the rotation this year? Did you know Shireman was going to be a starter for 20-plus games? Abe said more accomplished, I should say. So what? Steph Curry's more accomplished than Jalen Brunson. Who's the better player today? Jalen Brunson. More accomplished doesn't mean jack nothing. Who's the better player right now? We're not talking about accomplishments. We're not talking about career-wise. We're talking about teams right now today. Charge Souls, what's up, Charge Souls? Who do you think will win? Well, Boston has an 18-point lead, so I'm going to go with Boston. I'm going to throw a wild swing out there and say Boston. I'm just hoping the Bucks can come back and make this interesting. Giannis is in the game with Portis as Vooch fires a three. If they make it a 20-point lead, they don't. Vooch misses it. Gary Harris with the rebound. No Gary Trent Jr. We're going with Gary Harris here. Giannis bullies his way down the paint and throws down the lefty dunk. Okay. There's big Giannis making something happen. Funkpei said, who brings the Salinas factor in this era the way Shaq did? Josh Hart. It might be Josh Hart. Who brings the silliness factor? Giannis a little bit, but he's kind of aging out of it. He's not as fun and silly as he used to be. Silliness factor? It might be Josh Hart. It might be Big Josh. AP reminding people to like button. Appreciate you, AP. Appreciate you. Daniel Dash said the fact that they won 40 before losing 20 rule is the only rule based on fact that every champion has done this so far. Isn't there a stipulation in that, though? Like in the shot clock era or something like that? Derrick White comes up with the steal and Kevin Porter Jr. gets it down low to Pritchard for the easy layup. And the Celtics, even when they miss a shot, they just out-hustle and outsmart the Bucks to the ball. Signs of a very well-coached team. Giannis has it on the right wing, being guarded by Hauser, backing him down. They show a double team. He's got to kick it out. Kicks it out to Portis, over to KPJ. Swings through to his left. Swings it out to Portis. Wide open, pick and pop three. He can't get it to go. Here comes Derrick White. 8:30 to go here. 8:30 to go. Three for the Celtics doesn't go down. Here comes Giannis off the rebound, bringing it down against Hugo Gonzalez. Giannis has it up top. Crossing over to his left. And he throws down a big two-handed hammer. Crossing over on Hugo Gonzalez. He said, all right, Ricky, don't try and guard me in the backcourt. I'm not down for that. All right, it's a 16-point game. Can Giannis put together a couple of baskets here? Can the Bucks put together a couple of stops? Cross-court pass, Hugo Gonzalez wide open three. This time he finally knocks one down after a couple of rimmed out for him. Back to 19 it goes. Boston keeping them just out of it. Giannis gets it over to Portis. Left corner three for Bobby Portis. Got it to go. He answers right back with the three of his own. Okay. Scoreboard said, honest take, New York Knicks won't win this year, but I believe it'll be next year. New system, and we are still getting in a groove. Next year with a fully healthy Tatum and a returning Halliburton, a fully healthy Halliburton, with the Pacers possibly getting a top 4 pick. I don't know, brother. I think it's this year or bust for the New York Knicks. I'm not counting on next year. Next year it's going to be far more difficult than this year. Portis has it up top after Pritchard knocked down another jumper, another three. Kevin Porter Jr. then responds with a three of his own. And 16 it remains with 7 minutes to go. Pritchard coming to his right to get it out to Gonzalez. Hands it off to Derrick White. Derrick White, a right wing three, got it to go. And now the threes are falling. Joseph said trading threes. Now everybody's knocking down threes. Usman Jang, a right wing three. He can't get it to go. Finally, somebody missed one, but unfortunately it was for the Bucks, as now they find themselves down by 19 with the Celtics bringing the ball down now. And they have all the momentum in the world. Over the top pass to Derrick White, a wide open right wing three. Got it to go. 22-point lead for the Celtics. Just when you thought we could watch a night where the Celtics end up losing, the Milwaukee Bucks just let you down. Giannis spins into the lane, sees a double team, kicks it out to Portis. Portis back to Giannis, being guarded by Vooch, backing him down. The Celtics dig down and knock the ball out of his hands. And the Bucks look just unorganized, not sure what they want to do. They look like a team that just met yesterday. They are giving up wide open shots. I know the Celtics are excellent at executing their offense, but the Bucks just terrible communication. Guys not making the extra rotation. Terrible defensive pressure here from the Milwaukee Bucks. Usman Jang relocates for the wide open straightaway three. He can't get it to go. 22-point deficit and a timeout for the Celtics with just under 6 minutes to go. This might end up being an early night, y'all. It might end up being an early night. Tommy said, is Kata not playing tonight? Kata is not playing tonight, Tommy, for the second time. AP said everything is the three-point shot today? Not everything, brother. Not everything. Benzino said Knicks are San Antonio's Achilles heel. A little bit. I mean, you could feel that way about the regular season matchup for sure, but the playoffs are different. Right? We could say that Detroit is the Knicks' Achilles heel based on how the regular season's gone, but the playoffs are always going to be different. So the matchups will be different. The feeling will be different. Bruce Vallis said this. Oh, my goodness. Excuse me. This is irresponsible by Bucks management. Well, let's take a look at this, right? So there have been some talks about whether or not Giannis was even going to come back this season, because if we take a look at the standings, where are the Bucks sitting now? Are they out of the play-in? I think they're out of the play-in, right? Yeah, they're out of the play-in. And kind of comfortably out of the play-in here. They're 3 games behind the Charlotte Hornets here. 2 back in the loss column, which is not a lot, but 2 back in the loss column of the Hornets and the Hawks, by the way. So can the Bucks make the play-in still? They can. They for sure can. But it seems unlikely. And if that were to happen, they're then obviously in the lottery. And so there was some feeling of like, well, then why don't they just tank? Don't bring Giannis back. Tank games. Get as high a lottery position as you can. And see if you can win the lottery. Imagine, do they have their pick actually? I think they have their pick this year, right? The Fleas, what's up, Fleas? Durston said, I'm disappointed in myself. I thought this would be a decent game. Me too, Durston. Me too. That's why I changed my mind. My initial mindset, my initial basketball senses was like, oh, that's going to be a blowout. Celtics are going to blow them out. Celtics blow out bad teams. Their system is too good to be in close games against bad teams. And they execute too well. They're too well coached to lose to bad teams like Milwaukee. But when it came out that Giannis was going to make his return today, and then Jaylen Brown was going to be out, when Nimi Keita was going to be out, I thought, hey, maybe. Here we go. Milwaukee could pull up the upset. Giannis is back. The morale goes up for everybody around the Milwaukee organization and the players. And they just came out and have looked terrible. They have looked terrible. Brian Jacobs with the Brian. Bruce Fowler said he's very likely going to hurt himself trying to overcompensate for this roster. I mean, he's already hurt himself trying to overcompensate from this roster. That's why he was out 4 to 5 weeks with a calf strain. Overcompensating, trying to do too much, way too much, to keep this roster afloat. Abe said, I hope Washington slips to 9, but of course Adam Silver is going to do nothing. I mean, Trae Young is making his debut tonight. AP, let's take a look. Did that game start? Trae Young is making his debut, his Washington Wizards debut, and they are down 11 to the Rockets. Down 11 to the Rockets, but Trae Young is playing. Trae Young's playing. It's a 22-point game. I'll keep an eye on it, but, you know, we'll give them the third quarter to see if the Bucks can make a comeback. But if they don't give it to us, we'll end this one early. Giannis down the lane draws the foul. He's going to go to the foul line for 2. Let's take a look at the box score of this game real quick. The Fleet said, Giannis sucks? Come on, dog. I mean, this is his first game back from injury. I'm pretty sure he's going to be on a minutes restriction. We'll see. We'll see. He's got 9 points. He's 4 for 5 from the field. Let's take out Trae Young. I thought Trae Young was playing. He's coming off the bench. I thought Trae Young was making his debut today. He's not playing. Hold on, I got to look this up now. I thought Trae Young was playing. I saw it earlier. Let me look it up. Let me look up Trae Young now. Let me look it up now. Now I got to look up Trae Young. Because I'm pretty sure I saw that he was playing. Yes, he's playing, but I don't see him here on the box score, Brian Jacobs. Unless I missed him. Did I miss him? You got Julian Reese, Keyshawn George, Bob Carrington, Bilal Coulibaly, Trey Johnson, Justin Champagnie, Sharif Cooper, Jameer Watkins, Jaden Hardy, Will Riley. And those are the only players who have logged minutes here for the Washington Wizards. What am I missing? Friday for Trey. Gotcha. Okay. Thursday. He's playing Thursday. Thursday against the Bucks from Shams. Gotcha. My bad. I thought he was coming back tonight. I saw his name all over the place, and I just assumed he was playing. I didn't look too much into it, but I just assumed he was playing. It is 52-31, by the way. Continues to be a blowout. So that's Thursday. He's coming back. Who do they play on Thursday? They play the... Wizards play who? The Jazz. Oh, that's a good game to come back to. Tanking team versus tanking team. Hopefully the Wizards can pull off that victory. Let's take a look at the standings for the Wizards. We should probably save this for halftime talk because the game's going on. Ben, what's up, Ben? But I just don't have faith in the Bucks right now. I have no faith. Hugo Gonzalez pull up 3, misses it. It's still 52-31. All right, we'll look up the standings. We'll go over all of this at halftime. Justice's dad, what's up, Justice's dad? Brian Jacobs said, they literally fooled me then. I heard the commentator saying his name like he was playing. Fine, I'm wrong. The Bucks continue to misfire here. They're trailing by 21 points. Vooch up top, driving it down on Zhang. Kicks out to Gonzalez, tries to get it up top. KPJ picks it off. He's going to go all the other way for the one-handed slam. All right, it's 19. 19. Susan said, I still think the Bucks are going to pull up to make the play-in tournament. I don't know. They got a long way to go. And I don't know who's dropping out. Because Charlotte, unless there's an injury, because Charlotte's playing excellent basketball. As Pritchard knocks down the fall-away mid-range jumper. Charlotte's playing excellent basketball. Atlanta is unhealthy right now, but they're playing decent basketball as well. One of the most mid teams of all time. I don't see them dropping out unless the Bucks get hot and pull ahead of them. They're going to have to win more than 41 games. I think the Atlanta Hawks are definitely going to win at least 41. Can the Bucks get to that? I have no confidence that they can do that. Crandon said Giannis is like a top 5 power forward ever, probably. I mean, I'd have to think about the list, but off the top of my head, that feels right. Giannis off the pick and roll, kicks it out to Turner. Turner gets it out to A.J. Green. A.J. Green gets it over to Giannis. He's going to look to attack. Lefty layup, can't get it to go, but he does draw the foul. This Bucks offense right now just looks like they have no idea where they want to be and what they want to do. Like, it is not a crisp offense right now. At all. At all. Brian said, I was in the kitchen. Bro, they have another tray. They do have another tray. Trey Johnson. Crandon said, my favorite players to watch, Ant-Man, Cade for right now. I love watching Anthony Edwards. I love watching Cade. I love watching Mo Diawara. One of my favorite players to watch, unironically, Mo Diawara. Reed Shepherd. Love watching Reed Shepherd play. Cooper Flagg. Love watching Cooper Flagg play. Love watching LaMelo play. Hilarious player to watch. Bruce said, I don't know how they do it, but Atlanta always seems to find a way to wiggle into a 7-8 slot or play-in. There was hilarious stats flying around today about the Atlanta Hawks and that they are the most average team over the past couple of seasons, past couple of years here. Literally the most average team of all time. I wish I could pull it up. As a matter of fact, I'll look for it. But it was truly hilarious what was going on. Let me see if we could find it. If I pull it up here. Actually, if I just go through my likes, I could probably find it. But let me look up the Atlanta Hawks. Because they are, I think, legitimately the most average team over the past, 5 seasons or so. Yeah, it's not coming up here, but I'm going to pull it up. I'll find it on my profile. It's 54-35 now. A 3 for Jaylen. Got it to go. Okay. Make it interesting going into halftime. I never restarted the timer. My apologies. We've got 2 minutes to go. And it is a 16-point game. Make it interesting, Milwaukee. Make it interesting going into halftime. Luka Garza can't get the layup to go, but he does grab his own offensive rebound and gets fouled on the putback attempt. So he's going to the foul line for 2. Let me find it. I can find it. I got y'all. The Hawks thing, they're perfectly evenly balanced, man. It is truly hilarious. Here we go. So this is the tweet of the stat I saw earlier. Garza's at the foul line for 2. Misses the free throw. But the Hawks are not only 31-31 over the last 62 games, but also 45-45 over the last 90, 67-67 over the last 134, 174-174 over the last 348, and as you can see, so on and so forth, culminating in 2,895 and 2,895. Exactly 500 over their past 5,790 games. What? What? You can't get any more average than this. This is ridiculous. This should not be possible. This team has not been able to break out of the literal definition of mid. They have been in the middle. They have been stuck in the middle for so long. My goodness. Truly hilarious when I saw this. Brian said Giannis is a miniature version of Shaq, though. Like if Shaq was a guard. Shaq was low-key a guard. Orlando Shaq, low-key a guard. Orlando Shaq is a lot closer to Giannis. Undrafted Julian Reese. Julian Reese getting the start today for the Washington Wizards. Shout out Julian Reese. Atlanta, the definition of mid. This is crazy. These are crazy stats. These are crazy stats. Also, it was born off of Kevin putting this out, in which they're 31-31 on the season, but they have scored 7,278 points and they've allowed 7,277 points. Literally average, perfectly average. Perfectly average. My goodness. My goodness, man. When I saw this, I could not stop laughing, man. I could not stop laughing. Bruce said, C's get degrees? With a grading system. But but in a competition, it ain't getting you nothing. It ain't getting you nothing. Creighton said, if you're a betting man, stay away from Atlanta. If you were a betting man, you should just bet on them being 500 every season. That would end up working out for you more often than not, the way they've gone. What's the score now? 57-43. Okay, Derrick White to pull up three, way off. Turner with the rebound. Here comes Ryan Rollins. 14? All right, not out of the realm of possibility. Pull up mid-range jumper. Can't get it to go. Sims knocks the rebounds out of bounds. I don't know who Jericho Sims was trying to knock that rebound to. Just knocked it into the fourth row behind him. Boom pasted. The human mind rejects perfection. Oh my goodness. Pritchard has it up top for what should be the final shot of the quarter here. How do the Bucks keep finding themselves in this situation? I think Jericho Sims has been not very good today. Pritchard gets it over to Garza, back to Pritchard. Pritchard a wizard in this shot, and he turns it over. Turns it over. Good defense from the Bucks, forcing it out of his hands. Brian Jacobs said, if you remember Orlando Shaq, does that mean you're old? I'm not old enough for Orlando Shaq, but I do my due diligence, brother. I have gone back and have seen Orlando Shaq games. Go back and watch them. Crandon said, I am old. I'm 30. We're right here, Crandon. We're right here. I'm not 30, but we're right here. 29. still in my 20s. Brian said, Orlando Shaq was on the fast breaks with something else. Something else. Watch full games of Orlando Shaq, Brian. They are truly something else. 14-point game at halftime is not bad at all. It's not bad at all. It's not an out of the realm possibility. They can put some things together come the second half here. I'm actually impressed they got it back to that after going down by 22. I was really worried this was going to be a truly we might end this at halftime. But no, we're going to give them the third quarter. We're going to see what Milwaukee has. Hopefully they can keep it interesting and make it a fun game. Durston said, I'm 47, old enough to remember Orlando Shaq. Orlando Shaq was fun. Very fun. And obviously dominant and good and all the things. But above all else, very fun. Crane said, I just turned 30 in December. I turned 29 in January. Benzino said 29 with the wisdom of 92. I wish. Brian said Shaq hit the free throws when it mattered most. He'd tell you that. He'd tell you that. Abe said, I have Orlando Shaq in my video game. Orlando Shaq was the rapper. He was the rapper. I mean, he kind of rapped when he was with LA, too. Very famously with LA. Russell Garcia, what's up, Russell? Kuzma will not play today. It does not seem like Kuzma is available to play today, despite the fact that he is not on the injury report. So, I don't know. Maybe, yeah, it's weird. Very weird. Very weird. No Kuzma, despite that we did not get an injury update on him. So what are we going to look at? We were talking about something in the play-in here. I can't remember. But either way, Milwaukee... All right, so how far can Milwaukee drop if they decided to tank here? How far can Milwaukee drop if they decided to tank? They have 33 losses. Standing in the way of it. But they have 33 losses. They'd have to win 3 more games to catch up to the Bulls where they are now, and the Bulls will also continue to lose games. So they got ways to go to catch Chicago. 33 losses puts them in the Portland Trail Blazers range. They have losses to go to catch Memphis. So I think at worst they could get to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They can get to the 7th best odds in the lottery. At best. And that's if they just go on an incredible slide, sit everybody, and just lose a bunch of games in a row here. Or they could get Giannis back in the rotation and look to compete for a play-in spot and then maybe shock the world by going on a deep play-in run the way Miami did years ago when they went through their play-in route. I don't think that's in the cards here for Milwaukee. Right? I don't think so. Cranen said Bucks are cooked. They are indeed kind of just stuck in no man's land right now. You might as well. I get why. It's just like, well, you might as well just get into the play-in and compete. And if you lose in the play-in, it's not another possibility they could climb pretty high in the play-in here. Well, yeah, it's not out of the realm of possibility that Orlando and Miami, I think, will stay above 41 wins. They'll be above 500. Atlanta at 31-31, I fully expect them to win exactly 41 games. I expect them to be exactly average for the remainder of that franchise's history. Charlotte is the interesting one. We'll see how high Charlotte can climb. They've been, ripping it lately. But Milwaukee, it's weird. It's a weird situation because I don't know why Doc Rivers decides to bring Ryan Rollins off the bench. I definitely would have went the Kevin Porter Jr. off the bench, and it has nothing to do with age of the players. It has everything to do with the fact that Kevin Porter Jr. is more of a self-creator than, or is more capable of doing that than Ryan Rollins. I definitely want to take advantage of Ryan Rollins' three-point shooting alongside Giannis. I want as much shooting out there as possible. The fact that they went with Kevin Porter Jr. is more of a slasher and ball handler to play alongside Giannis in the starting lineup is a baffling decision to me from Doc Rivers. I don't understand it. I don't really understand it. I get you want maybe a little bit of a lead guard to not have to put the onus on Giannis to do everything now that he is back in his first game. So I get that. In the first half, by the way, Giannis 12, 7, and 2. Just regular Giannis numbers. Getting himself to the foul line as well. Brian said Kuzma is at the all-white party tonight, I think. Sure, brother, sure. Bucks were playing pretty decent without Giannis. I'm telling you, I was watching. Giannis seen it. They are meshing now. They were 8-2 over a 10-game stretch, and they were playing really good basketball. And then they ran into the buzzsaw that was the New York Knicks, and they got smoked and ran out of the gym. And last night they played the Chicago Bulls, and they got smoked and ran out of the gym. So just a pretty decent stretch there of basketball. And now they're back to being bums. They're back to playing really bad ball. Giannis helping a little bit here tonight against the Celtics, but not much. Still 14-point deficit. Bucks aren't bad talent-wise. I mean, they're not very good talent-wise either. Kind of stuck in the middle here. Measy Mays, what's up, Measy Mays? I don't think they're playing Kuzma either. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Kuzma. Kuzma just out of the rotation? Just completely out of the rotation entirely? I don't get it. Is he being punished? Did he do something wrong? I don't know. I don't know what's up with Kuzma. I also don't know what's up with the starting lineup with no Ryan Rollins, who's, in my opinion, has kind of been the second best player in this team this season, outside of Giannis. Durson said, I don't think Doc knows what Doc is doing. I'm sure he has a good reason for it. Like I said, the only thing that I could think of is with it being Giannis's first game back, not wanting to put the onus on Giannis to create everything and having another creator and ball handler out there with him in Kevin Porter Jr. versus Ryan Rollins. That makes sense. I think in theory that makes sense, but I think overall, just give Giannis the space. Ryan Rollins, it's not like he's incapable of creating off the bounce, but I think it just puts both players in a situation where you're not taking full advantage of what they're best at. Kevin Porter Jr. is best with the ball in his hands as the creator, looking to score. And Ryan Rollins is best playing off of the gravity of Giannis, looking for open shots. And I don't think you're getting good performances out of either one of those guys. And obviously a lot of that has to do with the Celtics' defensive pressure, because the Celtics are a very good defensive team, but Albert, what's up, Albert? Bruce said, that stretch by Milwaukee is reminiscent of the run with Kolak, unsustainable. It was definitely unsustainable. Like I said, they ran into a buzzsaw on the Knicks and they got smoked, but they should have bounced back against the Bulls if it was somewhat sustainable. Measy Mays, appreciate you, Measy Mays, for the subscription. Hope you're having a good time today. If it was a sustainable product that they were putting out there, they should have performed much better against the Bulls and they got ran out of the gym. Albert said, what's the score? 57-43. It's a 14-point lead for the Celtics at halftime here. Not bad. It was as big as 22, Albert. The lead was as big as 22 for the Celtics, and the Bucks did a pretty good job of knocking 8 points off of it going into halftime here. Benzino, what's up, Benzino? Darius Garland tonight. Yes, Darius Garland making his debut for the Clippers tonight. Should be fun. Trae Young making his Clippers debut soon. Jason Tatum making his season debut soon. Giannis makes his return tonight. So everything's healing. The league is healing. Guys are coming back. We're playing. We're getting healthy, playing well. I'm excited. I'm excited for the end of the season here. Brandon said, am I crazy thinking they have Giannis so high already? What are we talking about? Durston said, you're the voice of reason, brother. Hopefully Doc swaps the roles after halftime here. I mean, yeah, I didn't think it went well in the first half. I don't think he's going to throw it all the way in the second half here. I think he's going to try it again in the second half. We can take a look at the Bucks here and their box scores. Ousmane Dieng is their second leading scorer with 11, 3 for 6 from three-point range and 4 for 8 from the field. Giannis with 12, 7, and 2, as Giannis tends to do. Turner with 5. He's 1 for 5 from three-point range. All of his shots coming from 3. If he knocks down a couple of those, one more of those, and it's an 11-point game at halftime, it's not bad. He had nice, wide-open looks for Miles Turner. He couldn't knock any of them down. Kevin Porter Jr. is 3 for 5. He knocked down to 3, 4 boards, no assist. He does have 2 turnovers, but he did pick up 3 steals. He picked up his defensive pressure over there. A.J. Green, they're not getting him any clean looks whatsoever. 0 for 2 from three-point range. They got to find a way to free up A.J. Green here. And then you have Cam Thomas in his 7 minutes, 0 for 2 from the field, didn't do anything. You have Gary Harris, 8 minutes, didn't do anything. You have Ryan Rollins in 9 minutes, didn't do anything. 0 for 5 from the field, 2 boards and assists. So I shouldn't say didn't do anything. 2 boards and an assist is fine, I guess. But the bench look how disastrous the bench was. And I think part of the reason for that is you didn't really have an organizer out there. I would prefer Kevin Porter Jr. to lead that bench unit. But it's also up to the bench guys to play better. I mean, these guys are not terrible basketball players. They're more than capable of not being absolutely disastrous like this, right? So, I think at the end of the day, I don't think Doc Rivers is going to change anything. Your starters were actually mostly in the positive here, which is crazy. It's pretty crazy. The bench unit is what made them as bad as they were so far. So, Naughty Ghost, what's up, Naughty Ghost? Giannis is a beast, my goodness. Yeah, he's great. He's great. My favorite player to watch. Favorite player to watch for sure. Crandon said they ranked Giannis as second greatest power forward behind only Duncan. I have Dirk and KG over Giannis. Right when it's all said and done, he might be 2. Those are great names to bring up. Huh. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, look, here's the thing. Giannis has 2 MVPs. Giannis has 2 MVPs. Dirk has 1. Giannis also has a Finals MVP. You know, Kevin Garnett wasn't able to lead a team to a championship. He had to join the Boston Celtics, form a big 3 to do so. As much as I love KG as a basketball player, I don't know. I might have Giannis over him. As far as Dirk goes, it's a good one. That's tough. I think they're kind of on the same level. I could go either way, man. I don't know. I'd have to sit down and look through their careers and kind of evaluate their numbers in comparison to the eras they played in. I don't know. Just that said, Ice Tray got ejected. He ran on the court in street clothes. Why did he run on the court in street clothes? What happened? President Goomba, my guy Joey DeLuca, yes sir. Had to stop by and say what's up. Appreciate you, Joey. Jerson said Bucks just called. Said Doc is out. They want you coaching the rest. Not even I could help the Bucks. I don't think anybody could help the Bucks with what they got going on right now. Roster just not good enough. Ice Tray got his first tech as a Wizard. Watkins flopped. Ice Tray was complaining to the ref. Go sit down, brother. Go sit down. Let's make sure we go around the league as well. We can take a look real quick at the Celtics. It's really just everybody contributing. Everybody's been killing them today. The Bucks have done a really good job of not taking anything away from the Boston Celtics today. 8 for Hauser, 2 for Vooch, 11 for White, 10 for Gonzalez, 11 for Pritchard off the bench, 7 for Garza. They haven't taken anything away from anybody. Brian said, I thought Ice Trey was playing earlier, had the game listening in the kitchen, but it ended up being the other Trey. Yes, Trey Johnson, the rookie Trey Johnson. They said Sean Strani reported he should be back Thursday when they play the Jazz. Sons Jen said, I love a street clothes technical. It's so dumb. Go sit on the bench. You're in street clothes. Albert said, your analysis head on? Some people would disagree. Julian Reese is playing. Let's go around the league. Let's look at it. Oh, my bad. We were already there. The Rockets are blowing out the Wizards. Why are you running on the court when you're getting smoked by the Wizards? They're already getting blown out. These are the only 2 games on right now. Later, we got Nuggets, Jazz, Clippers, Warriors later tonight in the Darius Garland return game, which should be fun. Somebody said Darius Garland is coming back tonight. Is he on a minutes restriction? Probably. I don't know. We're not covering the game, so I don't know. But probably. Whenever somebody comes back from an injury, they're usually on a minutes restriction. Hauser blocks the A.J. Green 3-point attempt off the handoff. Shout out Julian Reese. 2 points, 1 for 3 from the field, 3 boards, 3 turnovers, 3 steals for the undrafted player. And on the other end, the Celtics also turned it over. Ball back to the Bucks. All right, here we go. Let's get into it. Let's do it. What you got for me, Milwaukee? Can you make it interesting? Can you make a little bit of a comeback? Can you get it to single digits? You were down by as many as 22. KPJ has it up top, coming to his right after Giannis screen, middle of the lane, pump fake, gets caught in the air, kicks it out to Turner. Gets it into Giannis in the post, hop step in the lane, pump fake goes up and throws it down over Hugo Gonzalez, and he said, rookie, stop trying to guard me. It's a 12-point game. There you go, Milwaukee. 12-point game it goes. Vooch hands it off to Hauser. Hauser driving to his right, stops, kicks it up top to Vooch, hands it off to Derrick White. Derrick White being chased by Ousmane Dieng around the screen, a pull-up 3 for White. Off the back rim, can't get it to go. We know the Celtics can shoot themselves out of a big lead. We've seen it multiple times. Giannis going right through the chest, lefty layup, got it to go, and Giannis looking to take over the game now. I'm loving it. Loving it, Giannis. He can get it to 9 here with the free throw. Off the end, 1 layup. Elliott, Bucks come back. Bucks may be coming back. I was disrespecting the Bucks earlier, thinking, oh yeah, the Celtics are just going to run away with it. But sometimes I forget the Celtics love giving away leads, and Giannis is back. And Giannis is back, so. Ryan said, how come everybody comes back from injury against the Jazz? Because the Jazz suck, and they know it's an easy game to come back to. You don't want to come back from injury against the Celtics unless you're a psycho like Giannis and you don't care. The Fleas, 16-8. As Giannis gets the free throw to go down, it's an 8-point ball game. It's a 9-point ball game. Excuse me, I can't do math. 9-point ball game, folks. Vooch has it up top, being guarded by Turner. They get it out to Hauser. Bucks trying to pick up their defensive intensity. We'll see if Boston gets tight. They get it inside the Vooch, who knocks down the floater. Absolutely not. Derrick White delivers a pinpoint pass to Vooch rolling to the rim for the easy floater. Back to 11 it goes. Giannis bringing it down. Has it up top. He's going to spot up for the 3. They're going to give it to him. Giannis can't get it to go. Don't bail them out, Giannis. Don't bail them out like that. Derrick White up top, tagging down the middle of the lane, throws up the floater over Turner, doesn't get it to go, rolls off the side of the rim. And then A.J. Green digs down for the rebound. Here comes Giannis. Giannis crosses over, spins off of Shireman, steps through down the lane, gets the scoop layup to go. Giannis will not be stopped. They have no shot blocker down there with no Keita, which is, they have Vooch down there, and that is no deterrent to Giannis Antetokounmpo putting his head down and attacking the basket. Hauser, the pull-up 3, got it to go. Curling off the handoff screen. That's a little bit of a backbreaker for Milwaukee's comeback here. Back up to 12 it goes. KPJ up top to Turner. He's going to try and respond. And he continues to be miserable from three-point range. He's now 1 for 6 from 3. Hit ahead to Hauser. Hauser on the left wing. Throws it up top to Derrick White. Derrick White being guarded by Kevin Porter Jr. White coming to his left. Off the Vooch screen. Driving it down. To his left. Spins. Kicks it up top to Vooch. They swing it out to Gonzalez for the right wing 3. And he splashes it. Back-to-back threes. Pushes it back to 15. All right, now I'm starting to lose faith a little bit. Yer, what's up, Yer? Bruce Fowler said Boston doesn't get tight, unfortunately. I mean, maybe not in the regular season against the Milwaukee Bucks, but I think they were a little bit tight taking on the New York Knicks last year in the second round. I'm just saying. 2 historically bad three-point shooting nights. Giannis, the fall-away jumper, can't get it to go. Kevin Porter Jr. comes flying in for an offensive rebound, but he can't hold on to it. And it's out of bounds back to the Celtics. Raymond, what's up, Raymond? Here comes Derrick White, bringing it down. Under 9 to go. If this ends up extending, we'll wait. We'll give Milwaukee the benefit of the doubt. They already came back once. My rule is usually 25. As Vooch gets the layup in, back up to 17 it goes. Timeout for Milwaukee, as they needed one. They got it to 9, and it's quickly 8-0 run, but they're right back up to 17. JSTN said Clips versus Warriors. Who y'all got? No Steph Curry. I'll take the Clippers. Sure, why not? Joe said Bucks can't guard a traffic cone. A lot of miscommunication going on for the Bucks tonight, but yeah, it's really tough. Jay with the subscription. Appreciate you, Jay. Hope you're having a good time tonight. Thank you for that. Brian Jacobs said Miles Turner. Glad he left the Pacers. Yeah, I get the sentiment. I mean, as a Knicks fan, I don't get the sentiment because he always plays well against the Knicks for some reason, but I get the sentiment. Very inconsistent basketball player. Christian. Knicks fans going to be talking about that Boston series for the next 50 years. Of course, brother, of course. You'll never not hear about it. What do you mean? What do you mean? You dominated the Knicks all regular season, and then you throw up 2 stinkers, back-to-back 20-point blown leads? That'll never not be talked about. That was the Knicks championship last year. Christian? We were throwing parties. We were throwing a party. Christian. Like, dog, I don't think you fully understand how important that, if I could find it, hold on, it should be right here. I don't think you fully understand. Yes, it is. Ugh. I don't think you fully understand how important that series was to our New York Knicks last year. All right, now I got to put this back. Like, dog, dog, you don't understand how important that series was, big dog. I still got the newspaper for it. That was important. Very important for the Knicks. Bruce Fowler said, Miles Turner killed the Knicks. I'm glad he's gone too. Yeah, it's just, I would watch Miles Turner, like tonight, play other teams, and he would be a pumpkin out there, and then he would play the Knicks, and he could not miss. And he was doing post moves and shooting fall-away mid-range shots and knocking down rainbow threes and blocking shots and rebounding the ball. Like, he's averaging 5.6 rebounds today. But let him play the New York Knicks, he's grabbing like 12 rebounds. Foong Pei said, he did AI, you can't alter the past. He's got the newspaper. I got the newspaper, brother, right here, physically, in my hands, forever and always. I should frame it, but I'm going to hold off on framing it until the Knicks win the championship, because this can't be the thing we celebrate most, you know, as awesome as it is. It can't be the thing we celebrate most, a second-round victory. But, yeah, it did mean a lot. It meant a lot. We'll never let it go. The only time we'll let it go is if the Celtics come back at some point here and beat the Knicks in a playoff round. But until then, the Knicks hold bragging rights. Derrick White has it up top, swings it out to Hauser, up top to Vooch. Where are we at? 67-50 still. Celtics have the ball. Vooch kicks it out to Shireman with the pass fake, driving it down, throws up the floater. And another one goes down, and it's back up to 19. Under 8 to go. Is Giannis still out there? He is still out there. KPJ down the lane, kicks it out to a wide open Ousmane Dieng. He can't get it to go. Hauser with the rebound. Nobody under the rim to battle for an offensive rebound. They just get back on defense. This looks like a very old, very slow team. And they're not old and slow. Well, they are a little slow, but they're not old. This team should be able to get out and run a lot more than they have been. Hauser a three if he knocks that down. And he knocks that down, and they have regained their entire lead back up to 22 again. Up to 22 again. My goodness. My benchmark is a 25-point lead. Because after you hit a 25-point lead, I highly doubt you're going to come back from that and a moving screen on Miles Turner. Man. Christian Blake said forever and always. Forever and always, Chris. Forever and always. Until the Celtics beat the Knicks in a playoff round, we got bragging rights. Right? Celtics had the championship from a couple of years ago. But we got the second round win. Right? You didn't beat the Knicks on your way to a championship that year, I'll tell you that. If you matched up with the Knicks in the playoffs, we could have shocked you. But I can't frame that newspaper until the Knicks win a championship. So for now, it's just going to stay in the closet. It's 72-50. They get it inside the Giannis. He misses the finger roll layup. He does snag his own offensive rebound. He gets tied up in the paint, holding on to it, shovels it out to Porter. Porter can't get the three off. Good closeout from White. Shot clock winding down. Leaves it off for Rollins. Gets blocked by Hugo Gonzalez. Derrick White with the rebound. We are at the halfway point, or approaching the halfway point of this third quarter, inside the Hugo Gonzalez for the layup, and they're picking the Bucks apart. It's 24. We'll give the Bucks to the end of this third quarter, I guess, but I have very little hope for the Bucks here. Kevin Porter Jr. draws the foul. Joseph said, dang, I feel bad for you? Why you feel bad for me, brother? I'm good. Brian Jacobs said, Knicks won't kill us on the boards anymore. Not now, and we got AJ for next year. Brother, don't talk to me about no AJ right now. If the Indiana Pacers get a high lottery pick, I'm going to lose my mind. I'm praying to the good basketball lords that you guys fall out of the top four, man. I'm praying for it. If Jason Tatum comes back this season, and you guys are obviously going to get Halliburton back next season, and you're going to bring in a top 3 guy in an absolutely loaded draft, I'm going to lose my mind. Kevin Porter Jr. splits the free throws. It is a 23-point lead for the Celtics. And my general rule is if it's not a Knicks game and a team jumps up to 25 plus and we get into the second half, as Vooch throws up the air ball, Hugo Gonzalez throws up a layup air ball after he snagged the offensive rebound on the air ball, the initial air ball. He responded with an air ball of his own. My general rule is that if a team jumps up to a 25-point lead in the second half, we could end the night early, right? So I'll give the Bucks here to the end of the fourth quarter to give me some hope that they could possibly, and an offensive foul on Giannis, that they could possibly make a comeback here. But they're not giving me any faith. Under 6 to go in this third. So I'll give them the rest of the third here. If they can get it below 15, I'll give them, right? That's not impossible. That should not be too difficult. Below 15 going into the fourth quarter. We'll stick around, but Pritchard up top, dancing with it against Ousmane Dieng. They get it out to Shireman. Swings through to his left, down the lane, stop, pump fake, throws up the floater, comes up short. Vooch with the rebound, saves it out to Shireman. He's going to spot up for the left corner three, and he's going to come up short. And Giannis will bring it down. 15 Milwaukee. Get it to 15. Rollins with the jab step three. Got it to go. Okay. 20 it is. You got 5 more points to go. You got 5 minutes to make up for it. Keep us around. Give us reasons to stay, Milwaukee. Shows that air ball is flying everywhere, every which way. Shireman, cross-court pass, gets knocked out of bounds by Rollins. Looks like Milwaukee's picking up their pressure a little bit here. Jericho Sims is going to come in. Giannis comes out. This is when the Bucks fell apart in the first half. This is when Giannis came out and Sims came in. They're going to put in Pete Nance. I like Pete Nance. Doc Rivers is searching. Bruce Fowler said, do we need to win, and who do we need to lose for the sake of our small bounty picks? Small bounty of picks? Who do we need to win, and who do we need to lose? Oh, for our picks. We really just need the Wizards to win as much as possible. The Knicks own their pick this season. So they'll have a late first-round pick anyway because they own their own pick this season. They also own the Washington Wizards' top 8 protected pick this season. So if the Wizards could somehow find a way, with Trae Young returning on Thursday, to win a couple of games down the stretch here and drop down in the lottery odds, they could... a couple of teams could jump ahead of them in the lottery and push them down to 9th. And then that pick goes to the Knicks and they get a lottery pick this year. But obviously that is very, very unlikely to happen. 4:30 to go, by the way, in this quarter. Very unlikely for that to happen. As far as the other things around the league that we're monitoring, the Oklahoma City Thunder own the Los Angeles Clippers pick outright. So obviously the Thunder are already the best team in the NBA when fully healthy. So they don't need to add a lottery pick to that. So it would be nice if the Clippers could make the playoffs this year so they could stay out of the lottery. That's something I'm personally rooting for. I think most people around the NBA is also rooting for that. And then there's also the Pacers, obviously rival to the Knicks. They own their pick that they traded for in the NBA Finals. It's almost as if they knew something was not right with Tyrese Halliburton. Make sure we get our pick back just in case. Conspiracy theory in that regard, but it's hard for me to think that was a coincidence. But so the Pacers own their pick this year. And obviously they're a really bad team, but we know they're a championship contending team when fully healthy, as they were in Game 7 of the Finals last year, on the verge of winning it. So if they bring Halliburton back next year and they add a top 4 pick in an absolutely loaded draft, I mean, the top 3 guys I'm very much sold on in terms of being like really good basketball players for a team that can really help change a franchise around, or in the Pacers situation, help them be the guy that helps them get over the top to win a championship between Peterson, DeBansto, and Boozer. Even Wilson at 4 who's kind of slated at 4 right now. We'll see where it all ends up at the end of the day. But yeah. If the Pacers then traded that pick, right? Did they trade that pick? Yes, they traded that pick to the Clippers. They traded that pick to the Clippers. Yeah, they traded that pick to the Clippers in the Vucevic deal, in the Zubac deal. So they made it a top 4 protected, though. So if the Pacers get a top 4 pick, it stays with the Pacers. If the pick falls out to the top 4, 5 or below, it goes to the Clippers this year. So as a Knicks fan, I'm rooting for the Pacers to lose their pick, just because you're not allowed. You're not allowed. Bruce said I could easily root for the Wizards. I've been rooting for the Wizards all season long because we own their pick. It's just not looking likely. It looks like the Wizards would do whatever they can to make sure that they stay in that lottery range for their pick. Ahmed, what's up, Ahmed? Can you uncross your arms? I look nervous. Look nervous is not a Knicks playing. I'm not nervous. I'm upset and annoyed with the Bucks. As Portis knocked down the 3, it's down to 17. Okay. All right. I'm looking for a good basketball game, man. I'm looking for a good basketball game. And I'm annoyed with the Bucks with Giannis are not giving us a good enough game here today. They did get it down to 17 here off the made 3 from Portis. I said keep it have it be a 15-point lead going into the 4th. Pritchard dancing with it, crosses over to his left, and the Bucks are picking up the defensive pressure here. A fall-away mid-range jumper from Pritchard, can't get it to go. Pete Nance with the rebound. I like Pete Nance a lot. I like that Doc Rivers is going to him here in the second half. Ryan Rollins has it up top, attacking Jordan Walsh, kicks it out to Nance. Nance will fire up the left corner 3. Nance will knock it down. It's a 14-point game. There you go, Pete Nance. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. And a timeout from the Celtics. They got to talk a couple things over. Milwaukee not going down without a fight. I like it. I like it. Brian said the Pacers get it was like the 9th pick and beyond, though. It's not going to be the 9th pick or beyond, though, brother. Unless they win a bunch of games down the stretch here and they fall down in the lottery. The only thing that is of concern with that pick is if it is top 4 or out of or 5 or below. Bruce said the stream is on life support. I'm just trying to watch a good basketball game, and if Milwaukee's not going to provide it, then we don't need to be here, right? I don't need to waste anybody's time. There's no reason we should be sitting here watching a blowout of a game that does not matter. So I need Milwaukee to make this game matter. Evil Bart, what's up, Evil Bart? Bucks losing to non-starters is crazy. I mean, they're only missing 2 starters in Brown and Queta. Got 3 other starters out there. Everybody else is healthy. Joseph Gromes? What's up, Joseph? Why is Giannis out? Because basketball players need a rest. That is why. Ahmed said, what do you think about Doc Rivers as a coach in Milwaukee? He's fine, I guess. He's a capable coach. I wouldn't necessarily call him a good coach in 2026, but he's capable. Pritchard has it up top, being guarded by Rollins. Spins, gets it up to Garza. Garza has it up top, gets it over to Pritchard. Coming to his left, off the screen. Pretty good pressure here from the Bucks. Swing it out to Ron Harper, except they leave Ron Harper wide open for a 3, and he makes him pay for it. My goodness. He's going back in. I need him one more rebound on my parlay. He'll probably be back in, brother. He's Giannis. Porter gets it over to Rollins, coming to his left off the sim screen. Kicks it up top to Portis. They swing it out to Kevin Porter Jr. He's dancing with it, coming to his left down the lane. Leaves it off for Sims. Kicks out to Pete Nance. Another 3 for Nance. Another 3 for Pete Nance. He gets the 3 points right back. I told you he subbed into the game. Didn't I not say, I like Pete Nance? Last time we got to watch the Bucks was before the break, before the All-Star break. They played the Thunder. And Pete Nance was huge in that victory for the Bucks. Bruce said Ron Harper's, 50 years old? Yep, and he's still hanging around the league, brother. It's crazy. Portis ties up Garza. Ball got knocked loose. Pritchard puts up the mid-range jumper on the loose ball. And then Pete Nance picks up the rebound. I'm loving Pete Nance, man. Hold on. He's now my favorite player on the Bucks. They kick it out to Ryan Rollins, coming to his left off the Nance screen. Steps back, kicks it out to Nance, gets it over to KPJ. KPJ being guarded by Jordan Walsh. Coming to his right off the Nance screen. Now coming over to his left, down the lane, swings through, kicks it out. Pete Nance kicks it up top and Pete Nance was out of bounds. Out of bounds on the pass attempt. Eva Bar said, man, I'm done with the player time restriction. Play like it's the playoffs. Injuries going to matter no matter what. That's not how that works, brother. If that bothers you, load up 2K, big dog. Load up 2K, turn injuries off. A block and foul on Ryan Rollins. 77-63. It's a 14-point game with under 2 minutes to go here in the third. Listen, if this is a 16-point game, I guess we're just going to have to hang around. Milwaukee better hope that Boston doesn't extend this to 20. Keep it close. Keep it close, Milwaukee. Down the lane. Scoop layup for Derrick White. Can't get it to go. Luka Garza battling on the glass. Hits the floor. They're diving on it. They knock it loose. Kevin Porter Jr. holding on to it. Tied up by Ron Harper. It's going to be a jump ball. 1:40 to go. Marley said, give me Boston minus 2.5. It's a pretty low number. Kevin Porter Jr. and Ron Harper with the jump ball here. All right, let's jump this ball up. Here we go. Celtics win the tip. They got a fresh 24. 1:30 to go. Pritchard coming to his right. Pulling it back out, being guarded by Sims. Derrick White stops and pops for a three. Throws up a brick as he hit the side of the backboard. Doesn't even hit rim. Here comes Ryan Rollins. 14-point game. Swings through down the lane. Reverse layup. Got it to go for Ryan Rollins at 12. It's 12. A little over a minute to go. Derrick White has it up top. Being guarded by Sims. White crosses over to his right, driving it down, throws up the floater, gets the friendly roll off the side of the rim, knocks down the baseline floater over Sims. Here comes KPJ, under a minute to go. Driving it down, shovels it over to Portis, off glass, can't get it to go for Bobby. Come on, big Bobby. Come on, Bobby. It's a 14-point game. Derrick White bringing it down. Coming to his right up the Garza screen. Driving it down in the paint. Leans in, throws up the floater off glass. Can't get it to go, but he draws the foul on Rollins. He's going to go to the foul line for 2 with 36 seconds to go. And it is a 14-point game. I did say get it to 15 or under going into the fourth quarter, and you'll keep me sticking around. Derrick White's at the foul line for 2 free throws in a 14-point game. Eva Bar said, so what if he gets injured anyway, even with the time restrictions? It's almost as if they're paying this guy like $40 million to play basketball, brother. It's almost as if they would rather him play 25 minutes right now than get injured and not play at all. It's crazy how the world works, brother. Joseph said, how many threes did Pritchard get so far? I think 1. He's 5 for 15 from the floor. I think he's got 1 3. Derrick White knocks down both. Was that Rajon Rondo I saw? Is he assistant coach on Doc Rivers' staff? Is that what I saw? KPJ bringing it down, coming to his right. They kick it out to Pete Nance. Pass fake, driving it down, stops, and Pete Nance throws it away. Come on, Pete. Come on, Pete. I'm trying to sing your praises here. Back-to-back turnovers for Pete Nance. He did help turn the game around, though, knocking down 2 straight threes. He did help turn the game around. Sam Hauser's coming in for the last offensive possession of the quarter for the Celtics. 21.7 seconds remaining, so the Celtics should be able to hold it for the final possession here entirely. Wind down the clock as much as possible. Eva Bar said, man, you need to chill. I'm just curious. Sure, brother, sure. White has it up top. Coming to his left off the Garza screen. White. They get over to Pritchard. Pritchard dancing with it. Driving to his right. Pulls it out. Step back. Mid-range fall-away jumper. Got it to go. Peyton Pritchard. Incredible. Incredible at these end of the quarter shots. And that is a, what is that, 17-point lead? 17-point lead. We'll stick around. We'll give the Bucks an opportunity. Eva Bar said, how many points did Giannis have before he subbed out? I think he had, what, like 16 points or something? Giannis went 19, 11, and 2 so far. Ousmane Dieng, their second leading scorer, is an issue because he has 11. He had 11 at the end of the first half. Marley said, you're in your feelings because you need him for the parlay, obviously. Yeah, that's why I just have no sympathy for silly things like, hey, he's going to get injured anyway. As if talking about a guy getting injured is okay. Like, come on, man. What are we talking about? Judge that said Pritchard looks like a young Westbrook. I think it's the shaved head. I think it's the shaved head from Pritchard. Right? He rocks the buzz cut, which Westbrook did earlier in his career as well. Bruce Vallis said we're about to see all the quit come out in the Bucks. Man, I hope not. And I hope not. Just that said, I'm not mad, I'm disappointed. Look. Yeah, they're going to need somebody to step up. I mean, Pete Nance came into the game and changed it around with the 2 threes, but, you know, after that momentous shift, the Celtics quickly walked them back down to a 17-point deficit, so. Joseph said, bro, they took Giannis' beds down. I'm feeling screwed now. Unfortunate for you, brother. I needed him 12 rebounds. Good luck, big dog. Good luck. Foong Pei said, come on, Bucks. Get some leprechauns upon the 9 horns. I can't do math. It's an 18-point deficit. It's an 18-point deficit. 18-point deficit, fourth quarter to go. Can it happen? Sure, it can happen. The Celtics can be prone to settling for shots, so they could shoot themselves out of the game. Will it happen? Probably not. I don't think the Bucks are good enough to take advantage if that situation does occur anyway. So, Eva Bar said, like, what happened? They were so dominant 2 to 3 years ago. Look at the record now. It's almost as if that was 2 to 3 years ago, brother, and age and time passes by. I don't know what to tell you. They get it in the Vooch. Vooch, mid-range jumper, got it to go, and it's a 20-point deficit to start the quarter. All right. All right. Okay. What you got for me, Milwaukee? Cam Thomas, can you go crazy here? They kick it out. Relocation 3 for Rollins. Throws up an air ball. Sims the offensive rebound, but shot clock is winding down. Swing it over to Thomas. Thomas from the logo. He's going to drive it right into the defender. Mid-range fall-away jumper. Can't get it to go. Cam Thomas has been absolutely horrendous here. I've been so disappointed in the Cam Thomas experience here in Milwaukee. I don't know if Doc Rivers is telling him, like, hey, don't take these shots, take these shots. But my goodness. Pete Nance secures the rebound to get over to Thomas. Hit ahead to Portis. Portis will fire up a 3. You got to knock that one down. There you go. There you go, Portis. All right, 17 it goes. 17 it goes. Kay said Doc Rivers has also been a terrible coach for them. It's just weird. It's just weird. I'm not entirely sure what their identity is trying to be. It's also a combination of they just don't have a very good team even outside of Giannis. So, you know, like who's his co-star? Miles Turner, Ryan Rollins. Like, I like those players, but not to that degree where they could and should be the second best player in a team like this. The Bucks did pick up a steal. Giannis is going to come back in. Ahmed said age and time. Age and time is a real thing, brother. The league was a completely different league 2 to 3 years ago. Benzino said it's the cup curse of 24. They were not a very good team back then either when they won the cup. They just got hot at the right time, and they had, one of the 3 best players in the league decide, I'm just going to go win this. That's the benefit of having a player like that at his prime. Jerson said, never bet on a dude with time restrictions, just a bit of common sense there, Yeah, I have no sympathy. I have no sympathy for the gamblers here tonight. Betting on a Milwaukee Bucks Boston Celtics game. I don't know, man. Just got to be smarter. They get it out to Pritchard, the right wing 3. Pritchard, got it to go. Back up to 21 it goes. All right, we'll probably sign off here at the 6-minute mark. We might as well give it to the halfway point of the quarter, but does not look like Milwaukee has it in them to make this comeback here. You had to start this one early in the 4th, and we're already under 10. Thomas down the lane, lobs it up top to Giannis, has it in the paint. Pump fake goes up. And a loose ball foul on the Celtics. Giannis was battling on the glass for his own offensive rebound. Suns Gen said Doc should retire to recover his dignity. He's gotten so many records in the negative way, right? He's given up the most 3-1 comebacks in NBA history already, so that's on his resume. That 2008 Celtics championship has carried his resume. Cam Thomas pump fakes from the 3. He's going to drive it down and gets blocked in the paint. Nope. Does he get a foul? He does get the foul. Derrick White can't believe it. 9:38 to go. I'm really disappointed in the Cam. Oh, I have the box score up too, and you guys didn't even tell me. I guess it doesn't really matter. Cam Thomas, 0 points, 0 for 3 from the field. He's now at the foul line and knocked down a free throw, so he puts one up on the board. But my goodness, man. My goodness. The dog catcher said, Old Man Rivers just keeps on rolling, muddying the waters. I sometimes forget that Doc Rivers is still a coach in the NBA, man. He should have just retired and lived out his time as a podcaster, as a dad, as a family man, a golfer. Like, just enjoy your time. Now he's stuck in this terrible situation coaching a bad Bucks team. What happened with Giannis? Giannis split the free throws. Milwaukee comes up with a stop. It's 19. Thomas dancing with it, steps back, pump fakes, and a travel on Cam Thomas. And he continues to be terrible. My goodness, what happened to Cam Thomas, man? Cam Thomas, put the shots up, man. He's lost some confidence. Suns Jen said, why does grandpa hate his grandkids? Yeah, just go be a grandpa, man. Go be a grandpa. The kids need you. Derrick White, inside pass to Vooch, lefty layup, got it to go for Vooch. Back to 21. Yeah, we're going to go to the 6-minute mark, or to the first timeout. So the first timeout we'll go to, and then we'll wrap this one up here tonight. Unfortunately, the Bucks don't have much of a fight in them remaining here. Not able to get back into this one, even though the Celtics have given them a couple of opportunities here to do so. Get out to Giannis. They're going to give him the wide open 3 in the left wing. He's not going to knock it down. Hugo Gonzalez with the rebound. Marley said this team has no identity when Greek Freak is playing. They have no identity when he's not playing either. They just don't have an identity. They don't have an identity. Bruce said he's one of the coaches that fits the bill, reputable, but winning in the new millennium. I love Doc at the end of his career with the Knicks. Actually, it was a disaster. Yeah, that championship with the Celtics in 2008 has been carrying his resume for years. He's also charismatic. So that goes a long way as well when interviewing for jobs. People just like Doc, and I get it. And he's a capable enough coach. Like, he's not going to coach you to be bad. He'll coach you up, but there's a baseline and a ceiling that you can get to with Doc Rivers. Pritchard knocks down the 3, and there's our timeout. And we're going to wrap it up, guys. We're going to wrap it up early here, unfortunately. There's just not a ton of reason to continue to stick around here. We can go around the league one last time just to check out the rest of the scores, but this one is over. Rose said, funny, every time you say an early night on the game, Bucks come back, but it looks to be an early night. Yeah, we're going to wrap it up here. It's 93-69. They're not making this comeback. They have no momentum. It looks like they don't even want to make the comeback. Giannis is on a minutes restriction. He'll come out in a couple of minutes anyway, so that's going to do it. Evil Bart said, maybe Giannis needs to develop his three-pointer. Look at rookie alien. That's real dominant. Giannis is now, 31 years old? The time for developing a three-pointer has passed, brother. Christian said Rondo is a guest coach as an assistant, whatever that means. I've literally never heard of that. Okay. K. Hazy, appreciate you. Bruce Fowler said next doubleheader, Chevy, or did I miss you mentioning the schedule? I didn't mention anything about the schedule. The Knicks play tomorrow. We could take a look at it here. We got Pistons Cavs tomorrow again, and Harden is back, so it should be a fun game tomorrow. But the Knicks play at 7:30, so we'll be live for the Knicks-Raptors game. Spurs are also on the road to play 76ers. Got Thunder Bulls. Both the Thunder and the Knicks in action tomorrow, and the Thunder and the Knicks are also in action on Wednesday. So the Knicks play at 7:30. The only other game we could possibly do is the late games, and we got Pelicans-Lakers, no thanks. You got Suns-Kings, no thanks. No thanks on the Kings. So yeah, we're only going to cover the Knicks-Raptors game tomorrow. Should be a fun one. We get to say hello. We're in Toronto, so we get to say hello to some old former friends in RJ Barrett and Emmanuel Quickley. Should be a fun one. Dogcatcher said maybe it means Rondo gets to sit on Doc's team's bench for Celtics games. I don't know. Whatever guest coach means, man. Yeah, so we only have the Knicks game on Tuesday. As far as Wednesday goes, they have the 7 o'clock game for the Thunder in Madison Square Garden. What's his name is back. SGA is back, so it's gonna be one of those games, right? It's gonna be one of those games. It's gonna be a tough one, but the Knicks are coming off a tough one against the Spurs. So take care of business against the Raptors, and then take care of business against the Thunder. It's an ESPN game, so nationally televised. Show up, and show out. That's a 7 o'clock start time. Can we do a late game? Hawks Bucks. I'm gonna stay away from the Bucks for a little bit after tonight's performance. And then you got Pacers Clippers at the end of the night. So no, just single coverage here for these next couple of days. And then we'll figure out Thursday, Friday schedule when we get to it. But with that being said, I appreciate you guys. Very, very much for coming and hanging out for this impromptu coverage. We weren't going to cover this game, and honestly, probably shouldn't have. But after I initially put it up, I thought about it. I was like, let me go see if anybody saw it. Maybe I'll pull it back down if nobody saw it. If nobody saw that I was going to decide to cover the game tonight. But a couple of you saw it, so I was like, damn, I already made the commitment, so let's just do it. And unfortunately, my instincts were correct in the sense that it kind of wasn't worth doing the game, right? Unfortunately. But we got to hang out. We got to talk basketball a little bit. We will be back tomorrow for an actual good basketball game when the Knicks take on the Raptors. It should be a fun one. So with that being said, I appreciate you guys. As the Houston Rockets took down the Washington Wizards, they made it interesting. They only won by 5. The Houston Rockets did, but that's going to end it. Diego Reyes, what's up, Diego? I've joined 4 of your lives now, and you're mad entertaining, but I appreciate you, Diego. Appreciate you. Tonight, unfortunately, I feel like I wasn't very entertaining at all. I was a little upset with the Bucks. They didn't make this an interesting game despite no Brown, no Keita, and the Giannis return, and they didn't make it interesting enough. So, very upset in the Milwaukee performance, so I apologize if I was a little crabby today. But we should be back tomorrow. We should have a much more fun time, especially the Knicks one. You were giddy. Yes, and I will continue to be giddy tomorrow as the Knicks take on the Raptors and hopefully what should be another win. As the Knicks have dominated the Raptors matchup all season long. So I expect that to continue tomorrow. With that being said, I appreciate you guys. Shout out to all of the channel members, whether you were gifted a membership or you decided to become a member on your own. Shout out to all of the people who gave in Super Chats tonight. My guy High Vibe was very, very generous today with his Super Chat. So I appreciate you guys. And we'll be back tomorrow. 7 o'clock start time as usual for our pregame rundown. Tip-off is at around 7:30. So I'll see you guys then. And with that being said, I appreciate you guys. Remember to stay hydrated. Or brush deep for bed, stay hydrated, and I'll catch you on the next one. Good night, everybody. Bye.